Hello, and welcome back. I'm so excited. Do you know what? I'm fine, and when I turn on the fucking camera, I get so excited, you know what I mean? But anyway, hello. My name is Asherah Rose. Welcome to my very, very unique YouTube channel, which I'm literally discussing the difference or perhaps the similarities within dissociative identity disorder, psychosis, which comes under the umbrella of mental health, and comparing that with conscious expansion, and ascension, kundalini awakening, being woke, etc. So I'm in a position where I'm literally 2 years into a PhD degree, a postgraduate doctorate in mental health. And in 2024, so 20 months ago, I was also sectioned under the mental health and experienced mental health as a patient. So therefore, I have the theory side of mental health, but I also now have the practical element of mental health, having gone through a very, very significant experience in my life. And I say it with a smile on my face, to be fair, because honestly, it was such a profound experience, but I've also come to learn so much about myself and my mental health, both from I'd say both from a personal 3D level, but also a very spiritual 5D level. So that's really what these kind of lived experiences are all about. But also, I'm also correlating information in real time, so you can see, I think anyhow, how you can see perhaps how I got to that situation, how I dealt with the situation, and how I've been since that situation. And what I mean by that is that my mental health hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Everything more or less that was going on before I went into before I got sectioned is still very much still happening, but my perspective is different. My perspective on it is different because I'm a little bit more wiser and a little bit more educated as to what these things really were. So I did say on the last video that I'm going to talk more about my experience of actually being in the madhouse, and I think I will, but I'm waiting until after I I'm waiting till after I actually go down this very, very, very significant, I want to say path. I'm hearing path, so I'm going to say path. This very significant path in my life where I'm actually studying to be a shaman now. So I'm on a shamanic training course. But I'm already a shaman in my DNA and in my genetic bloodline. So I've been dealing with and practicing and conducting very shamanism techniques, rituals, activities, downloads, journeying, dancing, channeling, etc. I've been doing that a while. And if I'm completely honest, now that I'm aware of what's actually going on, I would say that I've been actually doing this perhaps from, I want to say from day one, to be honest, or at least I'm hearing from day one, but I don't know. I know that when I was around 15 years of age, I stopped dancing. Yeah. My mum used to take me to not a professional dance school or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's where I wanted to go. I actually wanted to go to a professional dance school called Broadway Dance Studio. And my mum was just like, she can't afford it. And I used to say to her, how come you can buy fags every day, but you can't afford me to can't afford to send me to dance school? But that's a whole nother topic. But she would, when it was kind of a time or there was something kind of going on in the community, she would kind of bring me along so that I could dance, etc. And that kind of continued well up into my teenage years. And I remember, the reason why I mention it is because I remember being at a club with my family, my mum's sister Pauline, some other family members, my cousins, my sisters, etc., and family friends. And it was just expected that if there was a dancing competition, I was going to win it. Yeah. And that every time there was a dancing competition, there was often a bottle of champagne or some type of bottle to be won, as well as a little bit of money and whatever else like that. So I was always encouraged, go on, go on, go on, get the bottle, get the bottle. Do you know what I mean? Go on, go on, go on, get the bottle, get the bottle. You know what I mean? So half the time they'd have their glasses ready long before the dancing competitions even started, because it obviously, because I was good at what I did, because I've been doing it for so long and I love to dance. You know what I'm saying? That I'd go and I'd win the bottle. But there was one particular night, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it links to this shamanic practice that I've been conducting, that I now understand what it was. Is that at this particular night, in this particular club, which was the Merry Hill Social Club down in Black Patch, Winson Green, I did some type of dance, and I can't remember what the dance was, because at the time I was in the dance, at the time I didn't know what had happened. I just knew that I could not remember what the dance was. And when everybody was like, so basically what happened is, when I went on the dance floor and was dancing, and then went into this trance and was dancing, I just remember waking, kind of coming out of the trance. This is what I remember. Coming out of the trance and hearing the DJ shouting on the mic, telling me to stop. Stop, stop, stop. Done, done, done. Dance done. You win the battle. Come for the blood clot battle. Come for the blood clot battle. So I've come out of this trance, and this DJ is cussing, shouting, demanding that I come and take my blood clot bottle right now. And all my family and friends with my mum and them are all jumping up and down, jumping up and down. Like I've murdered it. I've murdered it, and I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what I did. And even when, after we drank and partied and celebrations and got home, I was asking, like, what did I do to make everybody jump up like that? And not one of them could show me the dance that I did. And not one of them could like articulate the dance that I did. You have to hear me good, you know, because I'm talking about, there were multiple witnesses. Like, this is still spoken about. Yeah, so if I was talking to my family and got on the phone right now and asked them about the day or the night it happened, does that make sense? Because again, it's one of them ones to remember. Yeah, nobody could explain to me what the dance was that I did, and nobody could show me back the dance. And because I can't remember, even up to this day, how many years and years after the fact, I cannot tell you what I did on that night. Yeah. So because there have been multiple situations in my life where something has happened and I've got no memory of it, I now know, because of new experience that I've had now and things that happened before I got sectioned in the madhouse, I realize, and I call it a madhouse, and if that offends anybody, that's your business. To me, it's a madhouse. Yeah, madhouse. And I'm not in, because it's I think I'm relaxed with the fact that it's a madhouse, because I know it's not a madhouse. You know what I'm saying? But the madhouse is the people that work there. The staff are the mad ones. But anyway, we're going to that a little bit later. But nobody could explain to me what I did. So I now have the understanding that actually, throughout my life, there is recorded situations where I have done something and had no memory about it afterwards. Yeah. And I believe that these are echoes of shamanism. These are echoes of ancestors, spirits, entities being able to channel through me. Yeah. Especially when it comes to dancing. I know that now. I know that my dancing is linked to ancestral. And I know that it's ancestors that come in my body and dance and move with me. Yeah. And I now know that it's been happening for a long time. It's not just today and tomorrow. Yeah, it's been happening for a while. And that has been a head fuck. That has really been an absolute mind fuck, because I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. So, you know, when the penny starts dropping and you start to realize. And that's why I say that I've been a practicing shaman for years and years and years. I just did not realize what shamanism was. I did not realize what was actually happening to me. And I think it's because it's been happening to me from a child. So because it's been happening to me for so long, and it wasn't just something I awoken up into in my teenage years or my 20s or whatever. I didn't even correlate it like that, because this has always been a part of my life. I've been using these shamanic gifts to succeed in life, if I'm honest. Yeah. I know that I've been in an exam room and an exam's been put in front of me and I don't know what the fuck this exam is talking about. And I will say, Spirit, come true. And next thing you know, the answers are popping out the page. It's like literally words just coming up and highlighting, and I'm just marking it. And I've come out and I've exceeded. I became one of the youngest, if not the youngest, black female head teachers in the West Midlands. I became a qualified head teacher at 34 years of age, and I completed the National Professional Qualification for Headship before I even became a head teacher. Yeah. And it's not no easy course to do. There are head teachers that have been in their profession for 10, 15, 20 years and still not passed the National Professional Qualification for Headship. It's not a joke qualification. It's a very, very serious, significant qualification. Yeah. But hear the joke. Not only did I pass the National Professional Qualification for Headship at 34, I did it having just given birth 3 weeks ago. So while I'm in the class with everybody, I'm having to leave the class at break time because a lot of it is residential. So we're stopping at a hotel, and everyone on the course is a head teacher, a practicing head teacher for years. I'm probably the newest head teacher on the program. And I'm having to leave to go and breastfeed my newborn baby, check on my other daughter while my ex-husband's with them. At the time he was my husband, in the hotel room. So I wasn't even able to kind of mingle and jingle with everybody because I had responsibilities going on. And that baby that I just had was my sixth child, because I had two stepchildren, plus I'd already given birth to three other children. So this was my fourth biological child that I was breastfeeding. Yeah. So imagine I'm running back and forward, trying to get whatever it is done. But that's not the gist of it. This is an 18-month course. I completed the course in 6 months and blew it out the blood clot window. The university was like, can we make you the poster girl? We want you to represent the program, the whole National Professional Qualification for Headships. So obviously my face and everything was on the brochures and whatever else. And then there was like, can you facilitate? We want you to come and facilitate on the National Professional Qualification for senior leaders and head teachers. And there I was facilitating training head teachers and senior leaders how to do the qualification, having just passed the qualification myself. So when I say like, Spirit don't fuck around, exams, interviews, life, I know personally, I know it's not me. I know it hasn't always been me, should I say. Like I've got a degree in social policy. I've got a master's in local governance. I'm 2 years through this PhD in mental health. I've got another master's in mental health. I've done part of a degree. I started my degree in mental health, and there was like, no, why are you doing a degree when you've already got a degree? Why don't you just go on the master's program? So I jumped onto moved me onto the master's mental health program. And then when I was on the master's mental health program, they was like, why are you doing a master's mental health when I've already completed units and passed? Just go straight to the PhD. And then it was like, well, why are you doing the PhD at our university when you've already got a degree and a master's at one of the best university in Birmingham, which is the University of Birmingham? Why don't you just do your PhD over there? So I applied for my PhD over there and obviously got on and started my PhD. So, and again, I've got multiple other qualifications inside of all of that. I'm a qualified neuro-linguistic programmer, Reiki level 1. I've got whatever. When it comes to studying, when it comes to intellect, it's there. And it's there because spiritually I tap in. I know how to use my divine gifts, pull them down from the 5D and use them in the 3D. And that's evident in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't half bake nothing. I went from supply teacher to head teacher to Senko to education consultant. Like anything that I've put my mind to in my life, I've always exceeded and reached the top of it. I don't stop until I reach the top. I bought my first house at 17 and a half, 18. Like spirit has always told me what I need to do when I need to do it. And I'm obedient and I get it done. And it's not a show off thing and it's not an ego thing, because I'm telling you straight, it isn't me. It's very much spiritual. It's being able to tap in to those spiritual gifts that the divine has ordained on us. Just because the more you're obedient to spirit, the more you listen to the divine, the more you listen to the inner you and start worrying about everybody else, the more you're able to tap into these resources. Yeah. So the shamanism for me has always been there, because now that I understand that's what it is, I'm using it to jump timelines. I don't even have to put the work in these days. In fact, if I'm honest, the less I do, honest to God, the less I do, the quicker things move. And you'll know, because a few videos back, you heard me saying that I went on a shamanic journey, and these stairs open. I'm climbing up the stairs, and I'm going forever. Like day becomes night, night becomes day, day becomes night, night becomes day, day becomes night, night becomes day. At least 3 nights and 3 days I'm going up these stairs, you know what I'm saying, trying to get to the top. And then I have this epiphany while I'm on the stairs, and spirit's like, why don't you just sit down? I was like fucking hell, when's these stairs gonna stop, man? And spirit's like, oh, you get it now. This is a reflection of your life, that you just keep going. Why about you sit down? And as I sat down, all these fruits started to appear. But then I'm still trying to go up the steps and eat and enjoy the fruit at the same time. And spirit was like, why don't you just sit down and eat the fruit and enjoy it and savor it and devour it? You know? And I sat down and I started to enjoy these fruits on the step in a shamanic meditation. And as I did that, life just started to come to me. And they're trying to show me that I've done the work already. I don't need to be stressing no more. I don't need to be running up and down no more. I can sit still and be in a position of receiving. And it is absolutely 100% beautiful, because that's been my hardest thing. I actually have got a big, massive, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a business plan Spirit had me do in 2022. Where they set up 6 different businesses because of the 6 personalities. But at the time, I only had 5 personalities. So the last set of 6 papers going down, 6 A4 papers going down. So it's 6 across and 6 down. You know, so it's 36 sheets of A4 together, and it's a whole fucking plan that they had me write out on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022 at 2 o'clock in the morning. They woke me up, and we finished after 5. We finished around 5. You know, and all the 5 business plans are named under the 5 personalities. So you've got Asherah, which is my inner child. You've got Sasha, which is my divine masculine. You've got Rosie, which is my divine feminine. You've got Asha, the boss bitch, which is my divine empress. And then you've got Asherah, who I embody today, which is my higher self. But there's this 6th personality that they didn't name, still haven't named, but I had named it charity, because I was like, okay, maybe this one's charity. After I've got all these businesses, the idea is to give back, charity. And it was also telling me clarity, which was fine that there was clarity, because at the time I was living on Clarence Gardens. So there was a symbolic connection between these downloads that Spirit was giving me. But I knew that there was 6. I knew that there was 6 businesses to have, but I just didn't know the name of that one. And now it feels like I'm discovering this 6 personality, this hidden self, because I don't know myself these days. I am learning myself. And not only am I learning myself, I am learning this self. And she's very much the hidden me, because she's that shadow me. And I know I've already got a shadow side, don't get me wrong. But you know that I give no fucks side. Everybody's got a I give no fuck side. That's my girl who I'm coming into now. I give no fucks, because all my life I think I've given too many fucking fucks. And right now I feel like I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, blood. Let me tell you something. I do not give a fuck. Yeah, real talk. And I know that this is this this hidden side of myself, because I've never wanted to be in a position where I give no fucks, because I've always known the minute I don't give no fucks, that's it. You're done, blood. The minute I don't give no fucks, you're done. And that's the thing. Like, I will love and I love and I love and I love, and I get abused and I still love. I still love. But you see, when I make up my mind to say your blood clot cutter, yo, you could be sitting. My mom has sat across the room of me at my nan and granddad's yard, Christmas or whatever, and she don't exist to me. When I say you're done, blood. This last week, my father called me from the hospital. He's had a stroke, blood. You're done to me, blood. Don't call my phone, blood. I don't give two shits. And that's what I'm trying to say. When I'm done, I am done. I am done. There ain't no going back. There ain't no mercy. There ain't no space. There ain't nothing. And that's the side of me I've always tried to stay away from, because it's so extreme. But the universe is bringing me into that extremeness now, and teaching me how to own it, and how to be okay with that, and that there ain't nothing wrong with it, because actually being nice and treating people that don't deserve to be treated good is not good. It actually misaligns the balance of the universe, and that's what I didn't realize. I thought because the Almighty gave it to me in abundance, it was my responsibility to give it to everybody in abundance. And no, not everybody is fucking deserving. And that is just the fucking truth. There are some people that just don't deserve your niceness. They don't deserve your kindness. They don't deserve you in their blood clot life. They don't deserve me. And I'm learning to be okay with that. I'm learning to know that these people that I say are cut off forever. And it's the first time in my life that I have considered people cut off forever. The other times it's kind of like, all right, let me just put them over there to simmer. And then later on we'll reunite. And that's what I've been in, out, shake it all about my whole blood clot life, but not no more. You done? Anyway, I turned on this reading today. Like I said, she's coming through. She's coming through, and she's allowed to. She's absolutely allowed to. Okay, 6 personality, whatever her name is, whoever she is. She's coming through, and she's been coming through. And the last couple of videos, I've been noticing that I've been getting a little bit spicy. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, it's spicy. So, anyway, this video by Bronwyn, and I haven't seen Bronwyn for a hot minute, because I've been on this ayahuasca diet, and part of the diet is not watching TV and stuff like that. So I haven't really had the TV on all day. I haven't really been here, to be fair. And I just got back from the cinemas with my daughter. We went to watch Anaconda, which was quite funny actually. So I've just come in and put the telly on, and I was watching. I seen something saying spiritual court, and I've been watching the lady who does spiritual court for about 3 years now, and she's really good. She's funny to me anyway, and she's really good. But Bronwyn, I've probably been watching a little bit longer, probably about 4 years. And Bronwyn is based in the UK. She's based in London, and I'm based in the UK, but I'm in Birmingham. So I've never met her. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. But I would say that she does a lot of good readings. I think she's a very, very good reader. A lot of the time, she's just confirming what I already know. And that's the beautiful thing about tarot. They're supposed to confirm what you already know, not give you new information. And the reason why I'm using tarot is because tarot is part of the esoteric community, where you have people that believe that they are talking to spirits, they're talking to celestial beings, they're talking to extraterrestrials, they're talking to God, divine source. Yeah, they're talking to archangels. These people really believe that they're getting messages from the other side. They're getting messages from a dimension that the 3D world doesn't usually talk about or connect with. But in the esoteric community, everybody is connecting with spirit. So in this, when I sit down and listen and indulge myself or interact with this community, I feel sane. I don't feel like I've got mental health at all, because I'm talking to entities, I'm talking to spirit, I'm talking to ancestors, I'm talking directly to the divine. Yeah, and it's not a madness. And as a shaman, if you research what does a shaman do, that's what shamans have been doing for years and years. If I was in Africa or India or Bali, where I've just come from, what I'm saying is not abnormal. This is normal. This is normal to be able to connect with your ancestors, to talk to source, to talk to spirit. Completely normal. It's just because we're in this dickhead Western ideology that think they know what's going on when they don't, because they're so disconnected culturally, because they have no culture. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a rude way. I just mean that in an obvious way. You know, I grew up in Britain. I learnt British history. I learnt British culture. That's all I know. So I know there is no culture because the culture is fish and chips. And fish and chips ain't no culture. Fish and chips ain't no culture. They don't deal with ancestors. They don't communicate with their dead. They don't connect with their dead. In England, Western culture believes that when you're dead, you're dead. You're just dead. When you're dead, you're dead. You're just dead. They don't believe in anything outside of that. Yeah, whereas in most other countries, Jamaica, Africa, India, they give homage to their ancestors. In Egyptian ideology, it was all about the afterlife. It was all about the dead. They had more respect and celebrated more about the afterlife than they did in this life. They made sure that when they did the way they treated their dead was so respectful in terms of embalming them, in terms of taking their time to preserve their bodies so that their bodies would go on forever and ever, to put gold in their tombs, to make sure they're buried with their riches. These days they're like, oh, you might as well spend it because you can't use it when you die. You can't take it with you when you die. But the Egyptians had an ideology where you could fucking take it when you die. In fact, you know what? It was a blood clot must for you to put something in the grave and at least 2 coins on the eye so they could pay the fucking man when they get there. We've lost all of this. But again, I didn't come here to kind of go on a tangent. I just come here to chill. So Bronwyn's done this video about 2 hours ago. And it says, this ratchet, you know. Let me say it again, this ratchet. So this wretched karmic may lose their life. Your ancestors are attacking them. Left, right, and center. I like to say left, right, and trigger. That's what I heard when I said it, and I do like to say that. Now, I've just mentioned that I've got a father that is in hospital. He's just had a stroke. And I've also got an ex-husband with a heart condition. Yeah? So that, and then also there's some other little, and then I've also my ex-husband, his father just died a few days ago. So there's a lot going on. And it's not my world because I don't associate with these people. These people are on the outside of me. But what Spirit's been downloading to me for a while is that what Spirit's been downloading me for a while is that those that have been attacking me, those that have wished no good on me, those that have been working witchcraft and spell work and voodoo, because let me tell you something, as much as I'm a shaman, and as much as I am aware of voodoo, and as much as I am aware of black magic, and as much as I am aware of karma, and as much as I am aware of dharma, and as much as I'm aware of other fuckery things, I do not dibble and dabble in none of it in a way what is talking about putting harm on someone else. And do you know why? Because as a high priestess, and I've always been a high priestess and a divine feminine, I know that what you put out is what you get back. That's just obvious. Who don't know that? What you put out is what you get back. What you reap is what you sow. Who don't know that? So therefore, if you know it and you understand that, you know that it don't make no sense. Send no blood clot wickedness onto nobody because you will receive it first. So I don't play those games. I don't live that life. And to be honest, I don't need to. I've got a spirit team and the divine sees all. When they say God not sleep, that's the truth. I let them carry on with what they're carrying on with because karma will catch up. She's not a bitch. Karma is not a bitch. Karma is just. Karma is just and karma is fair. Karma is balance and karma is equilibrium. We need to stop calling karma a bitch. And I understand why they say karma's a bitch, because when you're receiving it, it feels like you're getting a whoop ass. But the truth is, if you are receiving it and you are getting a whoop ass, Karma's not being a bitch. Karma's teaching you a very valuable lesson. That's what karma is. Karma is a very valuable lesson. And I don't have to learn a lesson from karma to keep my backside in check. I just have to know that universal law says what you put out is what you get back. So if I was out there casting spells and doing wickedness and wishing harm onto people, that's what my life would reflect. My life would be reflecting harm. My life would be reflecting death, darkness, bad-mindedness. And my life does not reflect that. My energy does not reflect that. My energy and my life reflects the energy that I put out. And that's nothing but goodness and love. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm one of those love and light all day long, because as much as I'm light, I'm also dark. And I can be very, very fucking dark, of course. I can be fucking dark. But not in a way which is drawing harm to people. Not in the way that is wishing death on people. Not in the way that is wishing for somebody's destruction. Absolutely not. But if you come at me with something, I will fucking put it on you. Stand down, motherfucker. I'm not a dickhead. I'm not going to let you run over me. And that's the same in the concept when you look at the Bible, which is the Bible, and it talks about there being a war in heaven. For there to be a war in heaven, agreeable beings had to turn disagreeable first and foremost to go up against God. They say Lucifer, whatever. Yeah, to go up against God. But not only that, God, the people that was on God's side, the Almighty side, had to become disagreeable in order to fight the disagreeable beings. Otherwise, they would have lied down there and turned the other cheek. And that's not what the Bible says happened. The Bible says there was a war in heaven, and the good people obviously won, because Satan and the rest of them, or Lucifer and the rest of them fallen angels, were cast down to earth. They were cast down. But in order for them to be cast down, a war had to be won. And in order for a war to be won, agreeable beings, angelic beings, beings that were for God, had to turn disagreeable in order to take out motherfuckers that were trying to take them out. And that's what I'm talking about. I ain't got a problem putting a bitch down. I ain't got a problem telling a bitch about herself. And I only talk the truth. I only talk the truth. I won't tell no lie on nobody. I don't make up stories about people. I do not make up stories about people. I talk the truth. My mom taught me, talk the truth and shame the devil. Talk the truth and shame the blood clot devil. I talk my truth. And that's why I'm doing these recordings, to talk my truth. Get my story out of my chest and my words out there in the air, because I'm not recording these recordings for people. I'm not recording these recordings for the likes and the loves. No. I'm recording these recordings for the ancestors and the celestial beings and the divine. And you might think, well, how does that make sense? Like, the divine's not into whatever. But they are. My ancestors have been telling me for a few years now that AI is running off the conscious expansion of the Most High in the universe. Like, the computer is designed off the human brain. So it's a similar concept. And the AI is, there's already reports of the AI being sentient. And I might be going a little bit off point for some people. And if that's the case, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that AI is spiritual intellect as well as its technology intellect. But technology is spiritual. The ancestors are making me know technology is spiritual. And you'll see it when you watch a lot of these tarots, for example, is that when they say something and is the truth, the mobile phone will come in and beep, dee dee dee, and the spirit and the tarot woman's like confirmation. You know what I mean? Because it's in alignment. It's all in alignment, and it all belongs to the divine, regardless of what it is. It all belongs to the divine. So how can it not be spiritual? And that's how I feel about it. So for me, there is spiritual court going on at the moment. We are in spiritual court. Yeah, there is no past, present and future anymore. Everything is one. It's like, say, all the planets aligned like they did the other day. And you can see right down the planet from past, present into the future. You can see. There ain't no hiding no more. Everything is clear. The veil is lifted. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at things from the veil lifted. So this is Bronwyn Cove Tarot. 111. The video was done 2 hours ago, and it's called "This Ratchet Karmid May Lose Their Life. Your ancestors are attacking them left, right, and center." And I started to listen to about 5-10 minutes of it, and I thought, and Spirit said, "Put the video camera on, and we'll talk over it." Yeah.
Fighting for their life, and I don't mean that figuratively. When I tapped into the energy. Someone here is like fighting for their life, and I don't mean that figuratively. When I tapped into the energy of the collective, I felt like I had something around my mouth and something supporting my neck. There was pain in my head, and I got a lot of pressure on my chest.
Right, so she's talking about pressure. Yeah. Now, a few weeks ago, I was in my room videoing, and some entity came in my house, was in my room, and I felt pressure. Like, it felt like my head was between a vice grip, man. Swear down, like I've never felt pressure like that before. And I stood up on the video and I was like, oh my god, and I tried to go out the bedroom to like move away from it. And when I got out the bedroom, I just went buddha, crashed through the cabinet. My whole cabinet smashed up. I had to throw it out and blah blah blah. Crashed through the cabinet, ended up on the bathroom floor. Woke up on the bathroom floor like to say, what the fuck? As I got up, I've come in the bedroom. It's coming down on me even more, and you hear me on the camera saying, nah, I gotta go. I go outside, I try and go into my daughter's bedroom. I don't even make it. I go buddha, face first, face first on the laminated wood floor. So I've ended up with a cocoa. It still looks shiny in that area, innit? But if you go back to some of my earlier videos in the 20s, you'll see that, is it the 20s? I don't think it's that early, It could be about 70s or something. But I've got this massive cocoa on my head because I took a lick. Yeah? And then I've got up off the bedroom floor out there in my son's room, and I've managed to get into my daughter's room, go into my daughter's room, climb into bed with her, and I'm still being attacked. Yeah? And next thing you know, I got up, I was laughing and everything with the TV, alchemizing the demonic energy. They must have got the picture that they can't win. They can't take over me, blood. You're mad. So when it stopped or it subsided, I've fallen asleep and I've woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've jumped back on the video and started recording. Yeah, and you can see the cocoa on my head, but it's fine. And I never stopped recording after that because they want me to shut my blood clot mouth, and I'm not. Come shut my blood clot mouth for me. Come shut my blood clot mouth for me. I told you she's getting well spicy, and let me just back up a little bit, you guys. I'm just thump up the camera, blood. You get what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Like I want to just thump it down. Anyway, so because that happened now, it showed me that these entities are taking the piss. Now, my house, I'm covered. I've got ancestors divine, everything going on. And you hear me record on the message that my ancestors told me that basically this fucking entity was allowed to come in to my yard and disrespect me the way that they disrespected me. Because my ancestors were like, they have to be allowed to commit the crime in order to be convicted of the crime. So this ain't like Minority Report. The movie Minority Report, they just have to think it and that's it. That's where we are now. Yeah? But prior to being where we are now, they had to commit the crime. So they was allowed to come in my house and take the piss with me, but my ancestors knew they weren't gonna overpower me. Nobody could do me anything. Yeah? But they still had to come in and try their thing, and they did. Yeah? So after that happened, the following morning, it was very quiet, and it's still quiet. And you hear me on the recordings afterwards saying how eerie it feels, like all the monitoring spirits and everybody that was in here, and like it used to feel like the Hunger Games. It used to feel like celestials on multiple planets and whatever had access and was in my room, And this is what led to the mental health section in 2024, because I was speaking to so many entities and celestial beings and judges and people on the road and madness. It was a mad thing, yeah. And because it got so wild in here, I started to not be able to tell between what was real and what was 3D and what was 5D. So I'm acting everything out. You know what I'm saying? I'm acting everything out to the point where the kids are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And my kids know I'm spiritual, and they leave me to go on with my fuckery. They leave me to go on with my spiritual stuff because they know that's just mum. I've been this way their whole life. They don't know no better. And in 2022, I told my son, nah, man, something's going on. This is different, Mikhail. This is different. I don't know if I'm losing my mind or what. And my son was like, what are you talking about, mum? This has always been you. You're acting like it's the first time you've eaten chocolate. And I said, Mick, it feels like the first time I'm eating chocolate, son. Like, yeah, mummy's been spiritual and mummy's always connected and spoken to spirit and run up and down with spirit and been obedient to spirit, and spirit's telling her this and spirit's telling her that. But this is the next level, son. This is the next level, son. And I'm in the kitchen talking to him and my daughter, and they burst out laughing at me because I'm so frantic with it. And they've never seen me like that, you know. They've never seen me wobble. You know what I mean? So it was a laugh, but maybe a nervous laugh. But when they burst out laughing at me, and I was saying, nah, I feel like I'm going fucking mad. You know what I'm saying? I just burst into tears even more and just ran upstairs to my room and just thought, fuck it. So if somebody had said to me that I was going mad in 2022, I would have been like, yo, sign me up to the blood clot madhouse, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. This shit is taking me off my feet, and I'm still having to deal with court proceedings. I'm still having to deal with work. I'm still having to deal with being a mum and looking after kids and running up and down. And life's still lifing. But there is so much happening on a 5D level. I'm like, whoa. Come 2023, there's more stuff going on. By the time we come to 2024, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in the madhouse and it's still a, and I come out the madhouse and it's still a, and it's 2020 blood clot 5 and it's like, and now it's 2000 blood clot 26 and it's still a, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's getting wilder and wilder. That's what I will say. It's getting wilder and wilder. But as it's getting wilder and wilder, I'm becoming more grounded and grounded in the understanding that I am who I am, motherfucker. I am who I am. I am who I claim to be. I am her. I am that bitch. Yeah? And nobody can't tell me nothing because I've lived it now. And that was one of the agreements with the Most High. Back then, I said, you've shown me everything in 5D, but I need to see it in 3D. If you want me to go hard and do the things that you're showing me, then I need to know. I need to see it in 3D. I need to know that this shit is real. And the Almighty was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And the Almighty was like, say less. Say less. And I sin. Oh my God. The Almighty has not stopped showing me. That's the thing. The Almighty has not stopped showing me. So listen to what she's saying.
Feels like somebody may actually be in hospital. They may be in ICU. They're not doing okay. But
right, so somebody's in hospital. They're not doing all right. At the moment, my father allegedly has had a stroke around the 27th of December. And when I say allegedly because I have not seen him in hospital personally. Yeah? But I have been sent information through my son, because my son still has contact with certain family members. My second son, not my first one. So he's the weak link. Yeah? And they've sent him like the ward number, what bed is in or what bay is in or some shit like this. And they've also sent information about who's up there with him and whatever. And then on the 27th, the night, around 10 something, I saw that there was a missed call from my father, but I never answered it because I didn't see it, but 2, I would not be answering it anyway. Absolutely not. I called him in 2024 and told him to come to the hospital. But I told him to come to the hospital because his mum told me to. So can you see there? Daddy. And you can see the blue box, the blue circle to say I didn't answer. And you can see the time. Yeah, 20, just after 22, so just after 10 on the 27th of December. Yeah. So he's supposed to be in the hospital. So at least we know that one man is in the hospital. My karmic so-called father. My ex-husband's dad died, I think, on the 1st of January 2026. And my ex-husband also has a heart condition. So he's in and out of hospital. Yeah? So there's couple people that Bronwyn can be talking about. So let's carry on.
Not, it's like this person is carrying with them a secret, which is a burden, in which they can't explain to other people. They can't explain to the doctors why they are so sick or why they're at death's door. Because people wouldn't believe them, or if people did believe them, they'd be like, oh, serves you right. We got death in reverse. We then have the 9 of Wands, and then we have the star. So there's something here that it's persistent, it's continuous, and it's something that's attacking them, because the 9 of Wands in reverse is an energy of let's fight. Let's go and fight. You know, we are not healing here. We are fighting. And not only are we fighting, I'm going to knock down every single barrier that you've got so that I can do so. And then the star in reverse, this is very sneakily done. And I heard, but it's deserved. But it's deserved. And we have the King of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups is the energy of providing. Someone who protects, who provides, who, you know, when you think of them, they go, I hunt, you gather. It's that type of energy, but it's also a very caring energy, because it's a cup. We're talking about emotions. It being in reverse is somebody who doesn't give an F. They don't care. They don't care. Now, I don't know whether or not this is just a spiritual attack that is constant, or if this is like a physical attack that is constant also. And this person is, whatever they've done, this is like retaliation. So the death card, let's have a good look at that one, just in case any other messages come through. Okay, you kind of see with this death card that this person or being...
I'm seeing that white rose, and my nan is saying get the white rose, because don't you think it just looks so similar? You see on the picture? You not think the white rose looks similar? Oh, can you actually see on the card, actually, because the light's there, isn't it? Oh. There's a white rose on the card, and it looks like this white rose. That's the death card, and the reason why it's so significant to me is because I am the death card in the tarot pack. So the tarot death card represents Scorpio, yeah, which is number 13. The death card is a Scorpio card, and it's not death as in, oh my god, yeah, go dead. It's more about death and rebirth, which means transformation, because we all die and come back. We all die and come back. That's what it's about. I need to hurry up before my phone dies, you know.
Walking or riding with their horse very majestically. There's no obstacles in front of them, but you can see all the obstacles in the background, and they're kind of like floating on by. Whereas this way, they're falling into those obstacles. This person's falling into a lot of obstacles, and it has something to do with their health. Their health has declined. This person could have an autoimmune issue, like some sort of immune suppression. I'm seeing boils. I know, really gross. I'm seeing boils.
You know what the joke is? You know when she said boils, why it got me is because when I was going through divorce proceedings with my ex-husband, I came out of the court when he was already out of the courtroom. So we're still in the court building, but we've come out of the court where the hearing took place. And as I looked up and looked at him, I seen all of these white boils all over his face, to the point where I was like, but I never looked at him again, because I never meant to look at him the first time, because you're dead to me, I don't see you. Yeah? But the fact of the matter is, I seen all these boils on his face, and I says to my daughter, because she was with me, did you see your dad's face? And she said, nah. So I didn't know if it was just in my head or spiritual eye. But anyway.
blisters or something along those lines.
Blisters?
I don't know if that's on someone's skin, if that's in
All on
someone's
his
mouth, if
face.
that's in someone's stomach. I'm not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be one either. Just something's getting worse for this person rather than better. We also have the Nine of Wands here. Have a look at this beautiful card, which is a wounded warrior. You know, somebody who is, they're not out of that stress just yet. They're not out of the healing, but they are.
Sorry, I should have said the year. The year was 2023. 2023. I seen all of these blisters on his face. What the fuck?
Are almost there. That light at the end of the tunnel can be seen now. And it's also about having really good boundaries. Really good boundaries. We have the opposite happening here. We have somebody who's not only fighting themselves, their body, it feels like their body is fighting itself. And then we have the star. You know, the star is, you can look up at the sky, no matter where you are in the world, you will see a star. So it's something that is very well known, something that is seen, and there's also this energy of beauty. So it being in reverse, this person's life force seems to be sapping away from them, or they're looking a lot older than their years. They look like what they've been through. They look, you know, when people are like, oh my God, you don't look like what you've been through. You look so young, or you look so healthy and glowy. No, they look like absolute shite. Excuse my language. And can I get one more, please? 1, 2 more. Please and thank you. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands here. This person's in a lot of inner turmoil. That would be actually in reverse. So there's competition. What's the competition here? We also have the Queen of Cups. So we have the King of Cups, and now we've got the Queen of Cups. Okay. And then we have the Emperor in reverse. This person has fallen in with a bad lot. We have the King of Wands in reverse. My name is Bronwen. This is...
My ancestors telling me that my phone is going to cut out and I need to put it on charge. So I'm going to lock off the light and plug the phone in. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay, it's a little bit darker, but we'll just roll with it.
Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, welcome in. It's really good to have you here. Pull up a chair, get yourself comfortable, get your tea, get your coffee, get your snacks.
I've had to bring it down a little bit lower so that the charger can reach. All right, so that's why it looks like that. But we're good.
And welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, it's always good to have you back. I will be ringing this bell over here. This is just to cleanse the space around us. If you have any type of sound sensitivity, it's always a good idea to turn down your listening device in 3.
I want to ring my bell at the same time. Give me a minute, let me get my bell. My bell's mash up, you know. My bell's mash up. Look at my bell. My bell's hanging on by a blood clot string, man. You see, in 2024, when it was all popping off, let me tell you something, man. I took this bell, and my spirit, I don't even know what was going on, but listen. I had a Tibetan singing bowl, yeah? And, yo, the two of them clashed. Let's just put it that way. And I just mashed up I split the Tibetan bowl into 50 different pieces with this bell. Imagine. That's what I'm saying. There was loads of things just going on, but I was being told, everything that I did, I was told to do. You know what I'm saying? Even though it sounds like madness, but this is the bell that Spirit told me to buy after I came out the courtroom in 2023 with a woman called Barbara who says she was some special master. I brought her to court with me because I was in court proceedings with my with my ex-husband. So this is May 22nd, 2023. And they told me to leave her and go straight to the place, buy the frankincense and buy a bell. And this was the bell that Spirit told me to buy. So I've had the bell since 2023, but I did mash up the bell on bossing the bell on a Tibetan bowl, and that's how the bell ends up getting fucked up.
2 and in 1. I feel like we are dealing with a third party, a dark high priestess, or somebody that is used to being in very, very tense, very stressful, maybe even violent situations. There's a lot of pain coming out here, but this Seven of Wands is throwing me because if it's not their competitors, this is your competitor. This could be your competitor. This could be somebody who, somebody who's been in secret competition with you for a very long time, and like karma is really, really, really getting them now. Someone's ancestor, I heard. That Queen of Cups and King of Cups could be your ancestors. They're not messing about. They're literally not messing about. I had graveyard magic. So this person could have been playing around with graveyard magic. And
right, so graveyard magic. You know what the joke is? So imagine this now. Last year, my ancestors and my granddad and them was telling me to go to his grave. Go to both of their grave. My nan's grave, as in my paternal grandmother's, and my maternal grandfather. So I did what I was told, and I got what they told me to get. They told me to go, like, so it was springtime, so it was April of last year, and they told me to buy all these flowers, you know, and make up these like coral reefs for the grave. And my granddad has sunflowers in there because my granddad represents sunflowers. Yeah. From when my granddad died, I put sunflowers down on his grave. So I made like this sunflower wreath there. And then for my dad's mum, I made one with roses because she's Nanny Rose, and we represent by roses. I know you can't see properly because of the lighting, but I do have a rose tattoo on my shoulder, and my last name is Rose. Yeah, so I did it all for them. Got, you know, what they told me to do. I went down there, I washed down the gravestones and everything. Anyway, when I went down there, my daughter came with me. As I'm washing down my granddad's graveyard, that you see the pressure that I told you that I felt in my yard last month, because it was December. That was that was like the pressure I was feeling while I was cleaning my granddad's grave, and I was like, Summer, it's like I've got a headache, man. It's like I've got a headache, like my head's just crushing down. Till I've had to take the bubble out my hair, you know. I've had to take the bubble out my hair because I was like, yo, is my hair too tight? Because I didn't have the understanding that I have now. I just thought, I knew it was a spiritual attack. But at first, I thought it was because my hair was too tight. Your overs. So I took out my hair. This spiritual fucking entity's digging me down in my head. I'm like, no fucking way, man. I'm like, Summer, quick. Let's just wipe up and whatever, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I shouldn't be feeling that on my granddad's grave. But they was telling me that there are entities, there's people that are working magic and certain fuckery and spellcasting and entities over my granddad's grave, which is why this is happening to me. I took bare pictures, you know, and I took pictures of my nan's grave. When I got back, the pictures of my nan's grave that was taken after my granddad's grave was on my phone. You see the pictures of my granddad's grave? I took about 20 odd pictures. Me and my daughter posing selfies and wiping down the thing. We planted plants, like we planted fresh flowers. You know what I'm saying? So that they would grow naturally, and all these kind of things we did. Again, what Spirit told me to do. Not one picture came out. Now, this is normal, you know, because when I was in Africa earlier on last year, they says to me when we went to some spiritual places that you'll take pictures, you know, but the pictures might not come out because when there is spiritual energy around, it messes up technology, basically. And this ain't a fiction. This is a fact. So the pictures never come out about my granddad. So I was saying to Spirit, what the fuck? So Spirit said we need to do a ritual, but they started the ritual from in my bedroom. So in my bedroom, I'm doing a ritual. Next, you know, I'm lying face down on the floor, but really in my mind's eye, I'm lying on my granddad's grave. I'm on the grass at my granddad's grave. Yeah. And the energy that's going on and the things that I'm seeing visually in my head is forming a circle around my granddad's grave, and they're telling me, go back down there, buy sea salt, buy white rum, Jamaican Ray and Nephew rum, and buy olive oil, and go back down to the graveyard. So that's what I did. I went back down to the graveyard. As I got to the graveyard gates, they told me, start dashing out the salt, come out the car, and put a ring of salt around the car. So I've walked around my car with the salt and put the ring around the salt so that the thing that was in there couldn't come back out with me when I was driving. Yeah, so it's like a form of protection. But this is before I even passed the graveyard threshold. And this is the second time I'm going back down there in the same week. Yeah. Then they've told me to get back in the car and out my window, pull the window down, because I bought 2 tubs of the salt, 2 tubs of the sea salts, yeah? Out the window, as I'm driving down to my granddad's grave, make sure I'm tipping the salt out. So I'm making a line from the gate all the way down to my granddad's grave. But because it's such a little tiny area, you have to U-turn the car to face the car back up so you can come back up in it, because it's a graveyard and there's not a lot of road space. It's quite narrow. But as I'm doing my 3-point turn, I've still got the salt out the window. Just the salt's still falling. So then they've told me to come out the car with make sure the salt's laid down when my foot steps out the car, and then carry the salt and everything else to the gravestone. So you see the salt trail from the car along the grass past everybody else's tombs to my granddad's, yeah? And now they've told me to put the salt all around from the back of my granddad's headstone down the grass where his feet would end. Like, just guesswork this is. And then down the side and back up again. Create a circle in the grave, around the graveyard, basically. And I'm in the middle of the circle. Yeah? Then they tell me to bust open the white room and do the same around the grave with the white room. And then they tell me to bust open the olive oil and do the same with the olive oil. So basically, his whole grave has got salt. They just told me something, you know, because recently my nan died in September, his wife. Yeah, so they would have dug up and set my nan in there. Don't worry, because it's energy. It don't mean nothing, but they just reminded me that it has been moved. Yeah, that's what they was just telling me. Anyway, let me come out of that. So he's got 3 layers of protection around him, because I don't know what they were doing with my blood clot granddad and my granddad's grave, you know. But I know that it wasn't right when I went down there in terms of how it made me feel. And it wasn't right that the pictures never come out, because I've been going to my granddad's grave since 2015 when he passed away. And I've never took pictures, and the pictures never turned out. This was the first time this shit was happening. But I went down there and I fixed their blood clot business, because whatever was down there couldn't manage what we blood clot done. But I did lick it out from when I was in my bedroom. From when I was in my bedroom, the entity was done. I just went down there to secure it. And what they told me to do, they told me to pick up some of the graveyard dirt out the grave. So that's what I did. I took out the graveyard dirt and I put the graveyard dirt in here. Yeah? It's not supposed to be clean. I put the graveyard dirt in here, and I also put other bits and bobs in here. So you can see that some of the moss from my granddad's gravestone. I told me to keep it up here to protect him. I've also got other things like rose petals and ankhs and screws and stuff like that, because, you know, man's like a goon and them people, you know what I'm saying? They don't fucking mess about, do they? Little warriors. So I'll keep that up here. Keep that up there, yeah, to make sure that they can't fuck. So I don't, like I said, I don't know what the fuck they was doing with my granddad. It's family, you know. When I say I don't know what to do with my granddad, it's fucking family. I don't know what they're doing with my granddad, but I know that I went down there and sorted out some blood clot business. Don't fuck on yourself. But again, these little things that I'm doing, it's not a woo woo and a wee wee. It's my ancestors telling me what to do, to help them, to support them, because they're warring in the 5D celestial world, just like I'm warring in the 3D world. It ain't no different. And there's wars going on in the 4D world. Today I'm lying in my bed and I'm feeling sleepy, and I'm saying to myself, my God, I actually feel tired, because I hardly get the sensation of sleep. I have to put myself to bed half the time. And I know that when I get the feeling of sleep, that's an entity trying to put me to sleep. And as soon as I've lied down and relaxed in the bed, I've got attack, paralysis. It's like a fucking paralysis. The only thing, I'm not fucking sleeping. I ain't even started fucking sleeping. All I've said is that I've started to feel tired. They try and put me to blood clot sleep, imagine. These fucking entities on the 4D realm. I'm lying in the bed. I'm having a dream, and the dream's a good dream, you know, some gymnastic fucking dream or whatever. Next thing you know, the man's span off and he hasn't caught the gal. The gal's fallen and her neck's broke off. The man's walked back and stepped on a piece of glass and half his foot's chopped off. You know, like, they just make I'm having a nice dream and something will just come in and turn my dream into something different straight away. And when that happens, once I feel that energy of, that's it. It's like my vibration has changed and they just come in and try and fucking jump on me. But I laugh. I laugh now. You can't jump on me and trying to attack me as an other being. I'm too strong for you. I don't even panic. I don't even get upset. I don't even whatever. I hardly even move these days. I'm like, yeah, oh please, fuck up. And I burst out laughing because I know that you see the energy. You see if you do experience sleep paralysis, not sleep paralysis, fucking entities. You have try and laugh. Try and find something amusing. Find them amusing. Because whoever's sending it or whatever's doing it, you're so petty, you're so cowardly. Because if you wasn't cowardly, you'd fucking come to my face and do it. The fact that you have to do it in the nighttime, the fact that you have to try and put me to sleep in order to try and win me, in order to try and best me, shows that you're a fucking pussy. Not only are you a pussy, you suck pussy too. Yellow man I'm talking to, family members, enemies, frenemies. You all suck pussy and you suck blood clot dick blood. Because if you was anything, you'd come to my blood clot face and say so, but you don't. You're trying to fling witchcraft after me. And then go around and telling people that I'm a dark witch and I'm dealing with witchcraft. Which part? If I was dealing with witchcraft, you'd all be dead already. Don't you think so? If I truly was dealing with witchcraft the way they said, then all be dead already. Hello? You'd all be dead already. Car crash, something and that's something, innit? Nah, man. The divine told me, let them do what the fuck they want. Let them do what the fuck they want, because every action is accountable in spiritual court. And that's what they don't understand. This is spiritual court, bro. This is judgment. This is the time of blood clot judgment now. Every action is accountable. God now sleep. Yeah? Drop the mic on that.
The reason why I personally I don't like graveyard magic is because you are awakening somebody, a spirit, whoever that is sleeping, that is resting. You know, it's not your business what they're doing, and you're kind of sticking your nose into their business and being like, now I want you to do something for me. It's like, let them rest, respect the dead. We have here
my understanding of graveyard magic, because I learned about graveyard magic in 2020 with one of these mission fuck niggas. When he come into my life, he was a high priest and he's from Haiti and he deals with voodoo, hoodoo, you fucking name it, yeah. But he did initiate me into the Orishas and stuff like that, so respect for that. But I used to go into the graveyard with him and watch him do his graveyard magic, and he would ask me if I wanted graveyard magic done. And the only thing I'd let him do for me is protection. I've always asked for protection. That's the only thing I will ask for, because it's the spiritual world is real and the spiritual realm is real. And the things that people can do spiritually are real. And it's a shame when people act like they don't believe in it, because the less you believe in it, the more dangerous it is, the more receptive you are to it, because shit's happening to you and you're just putting it down to bad luck, or you're just putting it down to one of them days and actually not in a gusso. And actually, if you had more of an understanding that it's not just bad luck, it's not just a down day, it's not just an unfortunate situation that your life is fucking up and nothing ain't working out for you. No, this is real shit, man. This is real shit. But if you don't believe it, it will just continue. Whereas sometimes if you believe it, it's not that you're supposed to believe it and then accept it. But you are supposed to believe it so that you can turn around and say, you know what? I rebuke that. I rebuke that. You can't rebuke something that you don't believe exists. You're not going to turn around and say, I rebuke that if you don't believe in it. You have to accept it in order to rebuke it. You have to believe that it's a possibility in order to rid it from your life. That's what I've come to understand. Because before, I was very naive and I was very ignorant to this spiritual world. Even though I was spiritual, I was very ignorant to what spirit actually is and what spirit can actually fucking do. I never believed that you can just send spirit to a man and have a spirit tell a man what to do and control his mind from a 4D dimension. No. When I started to realize that was the case, I had to investigate it. So I went all the way to Africa to speak to actual African voodoo priests, watch the videos, and listen to them tell me what I got from their perspective, as well as experiencing myself, because I've seen the motherfuckers up in my bedroom chatting to me blood in the 4D, as well as messing with me in my blood clot bed, trying to drag me up and grip me and trying to have possession over me. Trying to have autonomy over me, trying to have sovereignty over me. And if I didn't believe that it was possible, then it's easy for them to lead me astray. It's easy for me to believe that the thoughts in my head belong to me. And I had to realize quickly, no, these are not my thoughts. I was coming out my bedroom, walking into my bathroom, 111 on the clock, as I said it. And something said, kill yourself. And I burst out laughing. Because instantly I knew that weren't me. You know what I'm saying? I did, but also I've been practicing the art and having the understanding in 2022 that no, these fuckers put the thoughts in your head. You think it's you. You think it's you that thought that thought. It ain't you. Or at least, how can you guarantee it was you? And what methodology are you using to make sure it's not you? Every thought has to be checked at the motherfucking door, blood. Every emotion has to be checked at the motherfucking door. And if anything, check it twice. It's like Santa. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. Check the blood clot list twice. My ancestors check the list 3 times, blood. Anything that I do has to have a dot, a circle, and a tick. If it don't have a dot, a circle, and a tick, that mission ain't finished. And if you look in my notebooks or whatever, all you see is dots, circles, and blood clot ticks, man. I do it in my life with my activities, and I do it with my spirituality, and I do it with my mental health. So in my physical world, I dot, circle, and tick. In my mental world, I dot, circle, and tick. And in the spiritual astral world, I dot, circle, and tick. And it is a case of who are you and who the fuck sent you. Everybody gets checked at the blood clot door. This ain't no game. And that's what I'm saying with the spiritual awareness and the spiritual knowledge. It can protect you from a lot of fuckery. But I understand why a lot of people don't believe it, because it's easier to not believe. It's scarier to believe. It's scarier to believe that we are not alone than it is to believe that we are alone. But ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is dangerous, especially in a world where there is other forces amongst us. When the Almighty cast down the demons to heaven, to earth, that we know from Jesus or the Bible again, that Jesus was casting demons out of people. People believed in possession. People believed that people were being possessed by demons. And don't get me wrong, there's been people that believe that people are possessed with demons, and they've used it as a way to perform harm and satanic rituals and all kinds of things on people. Like, yeah, for everything good can be used for bad too. Yeah. But the Bible, if you believe in the Bible, it's telling you in a biblical traditional way that there are entities and principalities that operate on different frequencies or different dimensions that fuck with us. When they sent the demons down from heaven, at no point, as it says, they was destroyed. It talks about the Nephilim and the giants and them being destroyed during the time of Noah. But at no point does it say that all the demons got destroyed. So where are all these fallen angels? Where are all these demons then? Did they just disappear? Or is it lying in the bed next to you? Check yourself, man.
Of one's coming out. Okay. That's interesting. This person was prolonging their life. They were prolonging their life, and this has been stopped. Something they did. This person does a lot of spell work. They get themselves...
You see, when they talk about prolonging their life, as you're talking about that makes me think. So my ex-husband, He's had heart failure since 2007, and he's still cracking on. And I know that my energy was being used to keep him alive because I signed up for that too. He's my husband. Why would I not? I'm pouring into him energetically. I'm feeding him with my energy. But I didn't realize that he was also stealing my energy. Even when 2 voodoo priest men told me that my husband is sleeping with another woman and she's a succubus and she's harnessing my energy through him. She's fucking him and she's fucking him to get my energy. The 2 of them are feeding off me. And even though I was being told this way back, before I even had my last son, and I had my last son in 2013, you know. And I told my husband, you know, don't get it twisted. Like, I had these conversations with him because at the end of the day, I weren't keeping no secrets from him. I'd gone and had a fortune or my tarot's read. And the person has told me that you're sleeping with someone. I don't have any evidence in the 3D. As far as I know, you come home every night, you go to work, and you come home. I don't even know when you would fit an affair in, but this is what the message is. And I never ever held it from him. I always taught the truth, probably a little bit too blood clot much, because maybe I should have shut my mouth and observed a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe in being married or in a partnership with someone and holding things or hiding things. So I've always been honest. Even his mum says to me one time, fucking hell, do you have to be so honest with him? You're telling me you can't keep something from him? And I was like, you know what, Mum, that's not my style. I don't keep secrets anyway, and I definitely shouldn't be keeping no secrets from my husband. You know? So he had a heart problem from 2007, you know. And the doctors told him in 2007 that his heart is the heart of a 97-year-old, and they don't know how he's still alive. So this ain't bullshit. He's been on the transplant list for how many years? So I'm not talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's significant. And not only that, he's had other illnesses with it. He's got infections. He's pussy. It's all. Anyway, makes me feel like I want to
into really messy situations. I've got the 9 of Wands in reverse, please. I've got the moon coming out. We also have the 2 of Pentacles to the Chariot underneath. Okay, do you know what? I've just seen somebody's ancestor and their eyes are looking really big. You know, like when somebody is really shocked or so angry, like that their eyebrows go up. They look very angry, and there's this, I'm going to say this as quickly as possible just because it's a bit graphic. They are choking this person out. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to say that again because I don't want YouTube to tell me off. They're doing that while this person's in the hospital bed. This person may have had issues with, that's why I was getting like pressure on the chest. It's almost like having sleep paralysis. And you think you've got your sleep paralysis demon, but it's not, it's your auntie. It's your auntie. Or it's like, I don't know, your great-great-great-great-grandmother who's just like, I wish a bee would. Okay, I'm going to sit on your chest and you're going to get some slaps. Whatever this person has been doing towards you, your ancestors have lost their patience. They've lost their patience. They've literally lost their patience. We have a choice here, a choice to do something risky. That may be the choice that they've made.
Somebody tried something risky. It may be a choice
that this person made, thinking that they'd be able to
get away with it.
Slip through your protection, slip past your ancestors by going through the grave. What happened here? Tell me about the star in reverse.
That's what it felt like, you know.
It
felt like necromancy. Do you know what necromancy is? When they draw up from the blood clot dead. That energy in my room, it felt like necromancy. It felt like there was a person in the house with me. Not just the energy pressure. It felt like there was actually a presence in here to blood clot. And I feel presence all day long because I'm a medium. Seeing ghosts and them things and feeling presence ain't nothing. But this felt more than that, man. But I wasn't scared. I was not scared. I was not scared. I was not scared. I could feel that it was something, but I was not scared of whatever the something was. And I held it blood clot down. I did.
Queen of Swords in reverse. Whatever they did, it was really dumb. It was really silly. Because the Queen of Swords in reverse is not just about manipulation, but it's really not using your head.
Are you dumb, blood?
It's not leading with intuition. You read the room.
You're making a decision. You're doing stuff like that without thinking about the consequences.
And this person already knows who your team of highest light and resonance are. They may not know them like personally or know all of their names, but they're fully aware that your team of highest light and resonance is an army, and it comes packed with weapons, like locked and loaded. And they still did this. They still thought that they'd be able to do something here. I heard passing off a debt. They wanted to pass off a debt. So who did they raise from the grave? Who did they raise from the grave?
That's what they've been doing, putting their karmic on me, putting their karma
Whoever
on
they
me.
raised from the grave, I feel like this person wanted to stay where they were. They wanted to stay asleep, or they wanted to stay in darkness. And I don't mean darkness as in evil. I mean, like, they wanted to stay in the underworld, or they wanted to stay in slumber. They did not want to be bothered. They did not want to be bothered. Okay, for what reason did they do this? For what reason? Okay. We've got the devil and we've got the Four of Wands. Something to do with healing the root chakra. And you've got the Ten of Wands in reverse as well. Yeah, they're trying to pay off a debt. They wanted to pay this debt off onto you. Oh my gosh. They didn't raise their own. They didn't raise somebody that was connected to them. They tried to raise one of your ancestors, and they effed around and found out. That's crazy. That is absolutely and utterly diabolical. The Ten of Wands being on the back, we have a burden that this person finds too heavy to carry. The devil coming out is, especially in the reverse, we have the 10 pounds Capricorn. This is wanting to heal something, or this is healing something. And then we have got the Four of Wands in reverse. Four of Wands looks at stability. It looks at family, foundations, and really getting like root chakra, sacral chakra. This person, whoever this secret competitor is, who's in hospital now, they may have an STD, or it's not an STI. This is not something that they can get rid of with just like some antibiotics. They have something here that is really messing with their immune system. They may have already had issues like with their immune system, and then have this on top of it, which either came at a later date, or it could be that whatever sexually transmitted demon that they've got has also affected the way that their body works, with these boils or these blisters or whatever's going on here. They were
boils and blisters,
you know.
I'm telling you. Something going on.
No. Yeah, and all stressed out now. All stressed out that they have to keep this. All stressed out at the position they've put themselves in. All stressed out that they're getting out by your ancestors sitting on their chest. And I had to not say that word again.
Choked out.
Gutted. Three of Swords coming out here to the Nine of Swords. So we've got worry and stress and anxiety. We have grief, loss, sadness, frustration. Okay, thinking with emotion rather than logic. This is what I mean. Why would you do something that just irresponsible? Irresponsible. Did you want me to go to this one? Where would you like me to go? Okay, I'm going to do another tarot. Let me just have a sip of my water because I'm super thirsty.
It's thirsty work talking, you know.
I hope everyone's doing really, really well.
I'm doing fine, thank you.
I hope the weather is treating you kind.
It's snowing.
Because it's been cold and rainy and slightly snowy here. What's the weather like where you are?
Snowing.
You can pop it down in the comment box underneath. And let's have a look. Tell me about death to the Ace of Wands. We have a lot of wands coming out here. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. We have something being brought to an utter halt. I'm surprised that we haven't had the Hanged Man come out just yet. The Eight of Wands is usually a very fast-acting card, a very fast-acting movement and energy. But it being in reverse is really a hold your horses, let's stop right here. And the Three of Wands, that expansion that was happening, stopped. This person was trying to
ride my fucking tail.
There was definitely this wanting to swap over.
Destiny swap.
But it had to do with your energy. I don't know if someone here has been feeling really tired of late, or they had been feeling really tired of late, and then all of a sudden you got a burst of energy. It's because whatever they were doing, I feel like your ancestors have had enough now.
Yeah.
Even your peaceful ancestors who don't really like getting down and dirty in a fight, They want to slap a bee. They've had enough.
Slap a
They've
bitch.
literally had enough.
I agree. I agree.
Tell me about the Ace
We agree.
of Wands to the Death card, please. What do we need to know about?
We definitely agree with that.
I told to turn them round. I heard mystery illness. Mystery illness. Yeah, we got lovers coming out. Okay, they've got a mystery illness that is actually making their body shut down. The lovers coming out has more than one meaning to it. Because the lovers is not just about a romantic relationship with somebody else. It can also talk about the balance between yin and yang, between our feminine divine and our masculine divine energies, and whether or not they are in sync with each other, whether they're in equilibrium with each other, or whether they're not, you know. How much are we falling into our darker side, into our shadow? How much are we overcompensating with our light? Can I get another card for the lovers? Thank you. Flip straight out. We have Empress coming out here. In this case, it seems like... Why am I getting like love wins? There's something here about emotions. The emotions, they're really upset about someone using their emotions. Your ancestors love the heck out of you, but I think that you love the heck out of you too.
I do.
And that's so important.
I do.
It's so important in you just succeeding in life.
I love them.
But also, it's so important in how you protect yourself from evildoers and people that just want to suck your energy.
Suck my energy.
Like the Draculas of the world.
Vampires.
Because love conquers all. I know that sounds so flipping cheesy, but it really, really does. Because
love is the highest vibration.
This Empress coming out here, you're weakening this person.
Yeah.
Your love is literally unaliving this person.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. It's not crazy.
Okay. We have the Magician coming out. Where did you want that?
It's not
I'm supposed to be.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not crazy.
Interesting.
It's not crazy,
I'm
but
put it down. The Magician being in reverse as well is very interesting next to the Empress. I usually only do 2 of each deck, but I'm being told to do a 3rd row here and to do it this way. The Magician in reverse is the lack of alchemy or the lack of healing. Something is not healing here. Something within this person refuses to
heal
progress or
for over 10 years. Listen.
It feels like they are having the life sucked out of them.
Yo, see you later,
9 of Wands to the Moon in reverse. Tell me more about this, please. They're being shown. They're literally being shown who they're being attacked by. Wow. It feels like this person may be having either hallucinations.
I hope they are being shown, and I hope they see that it's not me.
You do have the Knight of Cups coming out in reverse.
You're not getting attacked by me,
but this is a clarifying for the Moon and the 9 of Wands.
I know better than that.
No love is lost here. People being openly aggressive.
Getting attacked by your blood clots out.
Okay, we've got 10 of
goes
Wands,
around comes around.
4 of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So this person is used to being in uncomfortable situations. They're used to being in relationships where, you know, they beat each other up, or they throw things at each other, or, you know, they end up going to hospital and then getting back together. And it's very, very messy energy, but something is different. They can tell that something is different in the energy of people around them, how people are treating them, even like how the nurses and doctors are treating them in the hospital. The 10 of Wands coming out, this is the energy of me asking, so who is it that's being aggressive towards them? The people being aggressive towards them are those that feel like they have been done wrong in some way, have had a burden placed on their back that didn't need to be there. Specifically, whoever they raised from the grave, whoever they were like, you do my bidding now. They were like, yeah, I'll do your bidding, and then watch what happens. Watch what happens. And I'm seeing like someone sitting on top of someone else, like punching them in the face and going, and this one's for this person, and this one's for that person, and this one's for that person. It's like, okay, movie worthy. We have the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is usually about dismissal or what we don't see. So in the reverse, it would only be right to state that this is what we do see and what we accept. This person is being shown. It's almost like this person's life is flashing before their eyes. Honestly. Shall I put this one back? Okay. Tell me about the Queen of Swords, please. To the start in reverse. King of Cups is coming out, but we have the King of Cups coming out before in reverse. I don't feel like this is their father, but I do feel like it could be their daddy, like my daddy. It could be the father of their children or the mother of their children. It's somebody who holds some sort of authority in their life. This person here is very manipulative and they're hiding something. But you know what I actually got when I first tapped into this energy?
What?
Was like there was a hit put out on this person, but I didn't want to just lead with that because it kind of then guides the entire reading, doesn't it? I just wanted to see what came out. I am getting it more and more and more that somebody here is out to have them off. Have them off. And this is down to all of the stuff that they have tried to do when it comes to messing with your bloodline, messing with your lineage, just messing with your business, messing with your ancestors. They are getting bombarded left, right and centre by specifically the ancestors who were pulled up or attempted to pull up from the grave, from other ancestors of yours, from people in their realm. Just like they know the energy is off. They can feel it. And I think this person is very frightened. Yeah, you've got the Nine of Cups coming out here. So that you've got somebody in the 3D realm who is angry with them, who is dissatisfied with them, who doesn't like the fact that they are very manipulative, that they're holding something back. They're holding something back here.
What the
and I don't know if this King of Cups is a military person or if they are a father figure, because I'm also getting that the police may be involved in questioning this person. Or they may have already been questioning this person. We have got the Five of Wands coming out here, and I'm putting it down over the Nine of Cups here. We got some not so nice energy coming through. So I don't think that the collective needs to know about this.
I'm having some serious downloads right now.
Some sort of crime. You also have the Hierophant coming out here. This person may get caught for a crime, but at the end of the day, the way that they are laid up in bed, they may not even make it, you know. And I don't wish that on my worst enemy, but it feels like the what's the word? Almost like everything that they have done in their life to come against you and your family is now being shown in their own health. Because this person may have tried to affect your 6th house specifically, your health, your nutrition, whether you put weight on, lose weight, whether you you have a good sleep routine, a good work routine. This is all now affecting them. Their health has gone to utter shite.
Babe, I went down to a size 4,
you know. 6 of Swords coming out here.
This
person is stuck. There's something about being stuck in the shadows. Or your ancestors wanting to take them into the shadows. Wow, that's intense. We have the Hierophant coming out here.
Is what it is, man.
So the Hierophant is like any kind of big institution, from a university, college to a church or a place where you can get married. Can I get one more, please? We've got Justice coming out. I've been told to take it. So we have Justice. It feels like this person is justly being taken. They're justly being taken. That's crazy. Okay. Anything else, please? Nope, been told to close it down. Wow. Now, do we have any advice for the collective? Is there anything that we need to know? I heard you just needed to know what was happening and why it was happening.
And just chill.
Advice from a friend is coming out here.
Don't do nothing.
Okay.
Just chill.
What else do we need to know about this, please? Any advice? Any advice, please, Spirit? Okay. We've got Success coming through. Oh my gosh, your ancestors are savage, because they're coming through and be like, we will be successful with this hit. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This person is lights out. Wow. Disappointment in a friend or lover is upside down. They're letting you know you don't have to worry. Don't worry, they're gonna get them. They're gonna get advice from a friend coming up as well.
My ancestors already said, sit back, babe. We got this.
What type of reading is this? Oh my goodness, tell me about Justice.
The divine's like, sit back, baby girl. You don't fight your battles, yeah?
Okay, so your ancestors are letting you know they done effed this person up and they expect some sort of recognition for it. So leave out like some coffee or burn some tobacco or light a candle for your ancestors, because They do not
I like
play.
candle, but I can't
They
burn
do
tobacco
not
at the
play.
moment.
They have missed this person up the and they're
I'm on
gonna
the
take this
fucking
person to
ayahuasca
them.
diet,
They
it.
go crazy.
Shit.
But you need to remember to light something.
I
Light
like
some
it.
sort of candle. Give thanks. And I don't even mean like give thanks that this person is ding dong dong, the witch is dead.
No,
But
give
just
thanks that
thank you,
you
ancestors, for
protected me.
protecting me.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. Now we've got trouble and accusations coming through. Even though we have success there, I feel like the trouble and accusations were supposed to be pointed at you, but they're pointing back at this person. They're pointing back at this person in the hospital bed. Tell me about the disappointment in a friend or lover in reverse. Okay, we have here dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, grey or white hair. And then we have hidden secrets can harm you, being in reverse. So they were holding on to something here. And apparently, I don't know, I keep looking at the Five of Wands, like, they beat the crap out of them. They beat the crap out of them, either spiritually, physically, I don't even know. But that secret ain't going nowhere. That secret ain't going nowhere. Cataract recognition reward for merit, please.
Thank you, ancestors. I
Climbing
appreciate
towards
it,
success is coming out. Okay. Your ancestors have got you. They are your ride or die. They are going to push you towards success, and they are going to remove the cockroaches.
Come on now.
I love you guys. This
Come
is the
on
most
now.
intense reading that I've ever done. Wow. If this resonated for you and you'd like to hear more of my content and when I...
Oh, shit.
Cockroaches. I love you guys. This is the most intense reading that I've ever done. Wow.
Do you hear that? Her most
If this
intense
resonated
reading. I've been
for you
watching
and
her
you'd
for
like to
4
hear more of
4
my
years.
content when I post it, I would love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and on the notification bell, because then you will see exactly when that happens. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, kisses. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Update everybody
Yeah.
and also see what you guys are thinking.
This guy
I don't know
here,
where
Samuel
you are.
Lee,
You're
he's from my side, isn't it? I met him in I first met him, I think it was 2017, him and his wife. He's been on this property thing a minute still. Anyway.
Me, you might just be.
We have a lot of hostility coming through here. It's not directed at you though. It feels like it is directed almost.
My spirit guide want me to take you to the spiritual court. The only thing is, spiritual court is we'll play this because the spiritual court one is long.
At somebody who they felt, this person felt very
We'll put the spiritual court one
limited,
down, let them
chained
just
up,
watch this one. Right?
caged by this. There's something about a change in perspective, because we have a representation here of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius looks at beliefs, it looks at travel, it looks at philosophy. It feels like this person is wanting to change things, but they're not doing it the right way.
What do you mean?
We have a lot of scarcity coming up. We have overworking or wasted energy, and we have discord and internal struggle coming through. So we definitely have over here the Seven of Wands in reverse. Over here we have maybe the Three of Pentacles in reverse here, and scarcity with the Five of Pentacles. So it feels like this person is fully aware that they're not happy where they are, but they don't know how to get out of it. So they're just being hostile to a person that they feel is the person to blame. We have abundance, efficiency, and harmony coming through, and they're all in reverse. So we have scarcity thinking maybe blocking abundance. Shift your mindset to sufficiency. Excuse me, let me pop that there so you can see it. I'm going to pop you there. Then we have efficiency, overworking or wasted energy, maybe slowing progress, refocus on what matters. And then we have discord or internal struggle, maybe causing misalignment, seek reconciliation and restore balance. Okay, so the way that this person's going about this is it's flipped upside down. It's like they're acting from their shadow rather than their light. Would you like to put this one out? Yeah. Okay, no, okay. Let's leave that one there. Okay, who is this person in regards to the collective? This is someone from your past. This is somebody who may have not trusted you at the time, or may have had trust issues, or maybe you did not trust them because of behavior, patterns of behavior, for example. It says doubt is blocking your flow. Reaffirm your trust and release fear of the unknown.
Okay.
So this is somebody who wants to have a new beginning, and I feel like I'm getting this energy of
Definitely not.
like a fear of commitment, or the fear of things getting too intense or getting too real.
Oh, she's got a big
of
bell.
wanting to move from relationship to relationship or house to house. This person is comparing you, or comparing the person that they're with, or this person that they see as being like the warden, the prison warden, and then being the prisoner, and then they're comparing you. And it seems like there is deep regret as well when it comes to letting you go.
Yeah.
You don't know what you've got until it's gone, right?
You know.
Great paradise.
So I want it.
We got intimacy. This is not even the right card, but I'm going to put it out. Mutual respect, unity, and closeness is coming through on this one. Hey, any more from here? Nope. I've been told to move on from this deck. Where would you like me to go? This one? Let's see. Getting readings, moving on, letting go, loving you and free. So this person may be getting readings on you, or the person that they feel trapped by is getting readings on you. And they are seeing that you are free, you are loving you, you are letting go, and you are moving on.
Free, Bab, moving
Literally,
on, Bab. See you later,
like
I'm
water
good.
off a duck's back.
Yeah,
whatever,
no problem.
whatever's
Crack,
going
crack.
on here, you don't care about
I
it.
don't blood clot care.
Whatever they are asking this reader about, it is just showing that you are
Don't care.
either enjoying life, or you're content with where you are, or you're on a healing journey and you're focused on that. You're not really focused on the drama of other people.
Trust
you
me.
know, and it seems to be really stressing someone out here. It's stressing. It feels like the third party is feeling very stressed by this, and they are feeling the pressure of their relationship going down the toilet, in other words. Tell me about abundance in reverse, please. Thank you. We have wish, we have fairy tale, and we have police station. Interesting. So the wish being the first one, it feels like whoever this is for you, right? Whoever this is from your past, they are wishing ill on someone else. They're really wishing ill on someone else here. We have phony, trickster, and illusion, so fairy tale in reverse. They may be realizing that whoever they are with, or whoever it is that they see as the third party, they're seeing them as a third party. They're not seeing them as relationship material. And I don't know if this is because the other person is just really horrible, or if this is part of their wounding, that when it gets too real, or when it gets too deep, or when they start thinking about their exes, or this is your ex. I didn't even know I was going to say that.
Really?
They start thinking about their exes and how much better they had it off with you than they did with this person.
You see,
so we have the police station coming.
all of that shit going on.
This person is
the grass was
very
greener.
much to do with
it looked greener because it was fake.
And there may be internal struggle or discord between the couple. This person feels tied. That's why they feel caged. They feel caged in this relationship. You've got a distorted masculine coming out here. Please know that when I use pronouns, I am not talking about genders. I am talking about energy. And we have both masculine and feminine energy. All of us, irrespective of gender. It's up to
just
you whether
like
or not
you
you're
got light
gender,
and dark.
but you don't have to.
Your man
if
and
it
woman.
doesn't resonate. Okay, take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Okay, so love child is coming out. They've obviously got a child together, and this is what's holding this person back. Without doubt blocking your flow. Feelings. Okay, this person may be doubting whether or not that is their child. Can you see there's a disconnect even with the cards?
Imagine.
I haven't put them right next to each other, which is really
Imagine 144 on the clock.
Really
Imagine.
Tell me about intimacy, please.
Doubting whether or not the piddle is theirs.
You need to know about the lack of intimacy. things coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
This person may actually be having a bit of an epiphany, but they don't know how to regulate that. They don't really know.
Because they put so much into it.
Go back to like the first spiritual awakening that you've ever had. How old were you? You know, you don't have to put that in the comment section, but just think back to that. Did you have guidance through that? Did you have someone that you could talk to? Maybe it could have been a pastor, or like your mum or dad, or was there someone there that was like, hey, this is normal, this is what's happening, and this is why it's happening? Or were you just thrown into the deep end with absolutely no flotation device whatsoever and have to kind of figure it out yourself?
Figure it out.
Because this is what it seems to be for this person, is that they have no idea what a spiritual awakening is. They are maturing and learning more about themselves. However, they are still falling back into that energy of being hostile and not very nice to other people. There's something about comparing the end of a relationship to the end of the relationship they had with you. I don't know if you ended up having like silent treatment, if this person would give you the cold shoulder, if they go between like outbursts of rage or anger or I'm the victim and then shutting you out completely, or if you did that.
No, I didn't do that.
Who knows, right? We grow, we learn, we live, and we become
they went
better
on like
people.
A bitch.
Either ways, they're looking at where they are right now.
You went on like
the
a
relationship
bitch.
that they're in.
You went on like a bitch. It's good
and
that
how
you are where
ended,
you are.
more or less the way it did with you.
Yeah.
But
you're on the flip side now. You're on the receiving side,
and then you've got it all going to smoke, all going up in flames. I think that there's something about you, your energy has helped them in some way. Here you've got the Emperor to the Empress.
Don't watch me. Don't watch me. No, but differently, innit? Don't watch me, and that's what I'm trying to say. She hasn't rang her bell yet, but I'm ready. I think I fixed it too, look. I hope I am. Anyway, yeah. Nah. Madness, man. Absolute madness. The thinking the grass is greener. They realise that the wake up and the shake up that they're having. They're also going through a spiritual awakening themselves. There's also realisation and epiphany. They can also see that my life ain't mashed down, you know. They thought my life was going to be mashed down. For some reason, they're under some impression that my life can't be my life and my life's only my life because of who I'm with. Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking stupid. I've always been shiny, and that's what the problem is. Oh, she thinks she's this and she thinks she's that. I don't think I am, and I don't think I'm that. I am that. And I am this. I am who I say I am. I am who I claim to be. Nothing about me is blood clot fake. It's all real. When I'm nice, I'm being nice. When I'm being dark, I'm being dark. When I'm being loud, I'm being loud. When I'm being quiet, I'm being quiet. All of them are me. I've got multiple sides of me. But they're all still me. They're all authentically me. It's me. And when I'm popping off and I'm doing my thing, it's me. I don't sit down and wait on nobody. I don't sit down and suck off nobody. I don't sit down and eat off nobody. It's me. I do me. And that's what I've been doing. And it's evident now. Because the people that was going on, like say it was them, where are they? How are they doing? The proof's in the pudding, man. The proof always was in the pudding, and they always said the proof was in the pudding, and now we're getting to see the pudding in it. It's a joke.
This person is all brawn, all, act now, think later.
Yeah, no
very,
consequences.
Very connected into their root chakra.
Stupid.
We have Aries coming through here, very fiery. But then we have the Empress in reverse. Now, if we're talking about one person rather than two, this is somebody who is very quick to react because they feel like they are being belittled, or they feel like they don't have any power.
They got inner child
Tell
issues.
me about this wish, please. Tell me about this wish. We have the Five of Wands. This person actually just wants to have peace. They may want to have peace with you. This person may be looking to actually gain closure from you.
There's no closure to gain. It's already been closed.
We also have the Ten of Wands, because right now I think they're realising that the fairy tale, this illusion of it's always going to be greener on the other side.
You see?
It's kind of like, they've realised it's not. They're realising that rose-coloured glasses
Fake?
of jumping from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
Now it's got quite deep. There's something here about they're not able to get away and go to the next person or the next. Why do I keep hearing the next house?
Yeah.
Like this person love bombs and then moves in with the person really, really quickly. And then when it goes boobies up, they move. They've already started talking to somebody else. They've already kind of like arranged their next living place with the next person, and they've already jumped ship. The Ten of Wands coming out here is, and especially the Four of Wands, they haven't got anywhere to go.
Yeah. Homeless.
They haven't got anywhere to go.
Homeless.
They're thinking about you without a doubt.
Don't think about me, blood.
The Ten of Wands to Fairy Tale in reverse is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So it feels like this person is realising that they are the burden.
Yeah.
Because they can, look, the thing is, we can blame everybody else for how we feel.
Well, sooner or later, you gotta look in the mirror.
People can say things that we think are offensive. And I say think are offensive rather than are offensive, because it's our triggers. It's our emotional wounds. We can say, oh, that's not appropriate. But if we get emotionally invested in what someone has said to the point that we are so upset and angry, then we need to ask ourselves, and I'm not a therapist in any way, shape or form, I'm just someone who's very interested in psychology, but we have to ask ourselves, you know, why am I so hit up over what that person said? Why am I allowing that person to press my buttons? And what are my buttons? This person may be just now having that epiphany, having that kind of, oh my Gideon, this happened in my last relationship, this happened in the relationship before. It's got nothing to do with the other
common
people.
Denominator.
It's about me.
It's a common
now, the
denominator.
Ten of Wands in reverse is a burden that cannot be put down. It can't be put down. We have the Six of Cups. We also have the Four of Wands. So this person may be thinking about a time when they were homeless. I know for me, like an ex that I had when we first got together, it was very rushed. I was very naive when it came to abusive relationships, what love bombing was. I honestly had no idea. I'd never experienced it. I actually probably had experienced it but didn't realise. And this person was getting kicked out of their house or kicked out of their apartment, and they had to find somewhere to stay. And don't ask me how, but they were able to love bomb me into allowing them to move in with me, us find another place together 3 months after talking to each other. 3 months. You can tell this person's my ex, right? And it was like the worst relationship ever. I only share that because I didn't know this was going to come up, and this reading may be for me as well. Who knows?
100%.
The Four of Wands coming out.
It be like that
It's a lack
sometimes.
of foundation. This could also be family turning back on this person. Six of Cups is coming through. Okay, so there were wounds coming through for this person. And what's going on with the police,
Queen of
though?
Cups.
What's happening with the police, please? Page of Wands. Okay, they have to be really careful about their behaviour.
Magician.
They're fully aware of this.
Six of Swords
Sneak
upside
attack
down.
is what I heard. I just heard a sneak
Page
attack.
of Cups upside down.
I don't know if this person feels like they've been sneakily attacked,
Two of
or
Wands.
if they have to be they have to be on like their best behaviour around the police. They don't want to go to prison, and they don't want, there's something about a restriction, it may be with their children or their child. The Page of Wands is usually a very raucous, risk-taker, adventurer. You know, it's a very young energy, it's very naive, it's let's go backpacking, I don't have enough money, but who cares, let's just go, let's do this, let's seize the day. The Page of Wands in the reverse could be also, you know, the same energy, the same age, it's still a page, but the page is a little bit more jaded. The page has had those experiences where they realise, oh my gosh, I went across the world and I couldn't find a job and I was stuck in Mumbai for 3 weeks by myself, whatever, right? There's caution coming through. This person may have had like altercations with specific police officers. Three of Pentacles is coming through. I heard just take me to them. So this person has been trying to get to you. They've been trying to get to you. They've been having a lot of arguments. There may have been domestic V in the house, whether that was happening to them or they were the perpetrator. Absolutely. But it may have happened around children. Absolutely. So they may have had the child taken away, or they may have had visiting hours kind of like restricted, or how they visit restricted. Tell me about feelings, please, with doubt.
That's on the flip side. They've led people to believe that I'm the abuser. Imagine.
The Tower coming through. So this person has been resisting their feelings for a while. Yeah, and we do have the Lovers underneath. So this person has been wanting to leave for a very long time and come back and find you. And I know this is like a story as old as time, but it keeps coming up for a reason. There's a reason why it keeps coming up. And all I can do is tell you by channeling, please do not kill the messenger. We have the Devil coming out here. We also have the Lovers. So this person, it's almost like they're on the precipice of having a spiritual awakening, or at least having a realization that they are part and parcel the person who creates, who writes their own script, that writes their own story, that creates their own universe. And if they're in chaos, it's because they've been leading with chaos. The Devil to the Nine of Wands in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on. Why is there fighting going on? What's going on here? Seven of Wands in reverse, internal struggle. They may have actually fought with the police. This person may have given your name as like next of kin, or as the one phone call they wanted. I don't know if you have the same number anymore. Maybe you've moved, maybe you've changed your number. We've got the Hanged Man, yeah, so there's a lot of blocks coming through here. The Five of Wands being here with a wish. At some point, this third party had wished ill on you. They may have done something here to try and create some sort of ill luck or negative karma, but it was blocked. It was completely blocked. Tell me about the Ten of Wands, please, the fairy tale and overworked. We have the Page of Pentacles coming out in reverse. They were told this was not a good idea.
And they did it anyway.
They may have said that this was not a good idea. You shouldn't be messing around with stuff like this. Now, I don't know if this was said to your ex or to the third party, or if your ex said it to the third party, or vice versa.
The third party was said to.
However,
the ex was going.
Whoever said it was like, it won't work. Whatever you're doing won't work, and you need to stop.
And it's still carried on.
There does be this weird back and forth, where the more that your ex is thinking about you, or kind of like looking at your pictures online or whatever, the more the person they were with, that they have a child or children with, was picking up on this and then sending spell work or doing things to try and get your attention, or try and do something to you.
Where your attention goes, energy flows.
To get
don't pay them no attention.
This person is for you, this ex.
Starve
to
them.
Have their attention snapped
Narcissist.
Back to them. It feels like, yeah, and look, we've got the Devil coming out to the moon. It feels like there was a love spell or a love hex of some sort, especially with this heart being here, done on your ex to keep them and keep their attention and focus on the third party.
Well,
and
they still have an element of control.
To see through some sort of veil. They may have seen red. They may have become aggressive. They may have punched a wall, is what I heard. For someone, they may have punched a wall or smashed up the house. We have Moon and we have the Devil.
This is definitely.
So we are seeing the real side of this person. They are fully aware now of what is happening. They are also seeing that they are an issue, that they have a problem, but they still are not at the point where they're like, right, now I need to address this problem. Page of Wands to the police. Discord or internal struggle. I need to know. Oh my goodness, all of them wanted to come out. We have here the Two of Wands. I'm going to put the Two of Wands down here. Okay, this person you may have a restraining order against this person. You may wish to get one. Please know that I do not ever state anything to scare or to, create paranoia. Readings like this are just for confirmation of what you already intuitively know. If we are at this point and you are going, I have no idea what's going on, this is scary, this is not your reading, please do not claim it, go to another video, okay? I say that with love. We have the Eight of Pentacles coming out as well to the Tower. Something is not working here. Some sort of spell work is not working. This person may have drunk to forget. Yeah, look, I say drunk to forget, and then we pick up a cup. My goodness. Then we have the Seven of Wands. This person may be very upset that you're doing well.
Really
You have
well.
the King of Cups in reverse.
Really
this is somebody
upset.
who has lost their child or children, or they've lost those privileges.
That's about to happen.
The Star, and they're trying to keep it very, very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I definitely can see that. I definitely understand that. Definitely. I've just pulled some cards. I've pulled the Queen of Cups as the first card because I've laid it down like the Celtic. I was going to do the Celtic cross, but I've kind of come down with it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards instead of 10. And what I've got the Queen of Cups as my first card, which is representing me. So the Queen of Cups, Cups is very much about the emotions and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm High Priestess anyway, but as a Queen of Cups would also be it too right now, because emotionally I'm emotionally stable. And then crossing over that, which is a little bit of a barrier, is the Magician, and as a blockage. And I feel like the Magician as a blockage for me, the Spirit is telling me it's about masculine energy. Like I don't have my counter half, if you like, or my equally yoked. But because I'm not really interested in the male version, even though that's what Spirit's kind of coming in with, I'm just going to say that I am not using my full abilities, if you like. Yeah? And I know that because I'm about to embark on a journey. I'm about to embark on a path. I'm about to go and sit with the ancestors. I'm about to have ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying? So part of this spiritual journeying, you know, and using these type of plant-based medicines in a controlled environment with other shamanic practitioners that understand spirit, understand the 5D, understand extraterrestrial beings, understand, you know what I'm saying, like being around people that understand me, understand what I'm going through, understand what I'm experiencing from a spiritual point of view. And until that happens, it feels like, you know, or when that happens, I will be unlocking a number of inner gifts, talents, resources, etc. So I feel like it is a block at the moment, that I'm not necessarily using everything to its full capacity. So yeah, but it's saying that the war, in terms of the Seven of Wands, is over, because I've got it in reverse. Yeah, and that, I mean, in this way, it's like fighting against your enemies and being on top of them, and literally them not having nothing over you because you are above them. And in the reverse, it would kind of imply that they're above you. But for me, they don't exist. There's no more war. I'm not fighting. I'm not making any effort to fight. The fight is done, blood. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There is no fight. And then you've got the Page of Swords upside down, meaning that I'm not accepting none of these small little fish fucking offers. I'm not accepting any more of these little picnic offers that are coming my way. And then you've got the Two of Wands underneath that, and that's where we're going now. Yeah? So who I am, the barriers, where I've come from, yeah? What was my recent present, kind of, yeah? To where I am now, that I'm about to go on this journey, yeah? I'm about to go on this journey to find out a little bit more about my shamanism. Once I go on that journey, I've then got the sun coming out to be illuminated. That's me and my naked little body in my birthday suit, because I'm a tiny little baby in the eye of the divine. You get what I'm saying? Don't play. And then here it's saying that the old me is dead. The old me is dead. 10 swords in my back, blood. The old me is dead. Yeah? And the old me that is dead is the me. I'm no longer this victim. This victim is in the reverse. Yeah? So the old me is dead. Well, that old me after I come out this go through this sun thing. There's a death in it. Like I said, Scorpio, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. I'm not the victim. There's no more victim mindset, and there's no more wounded warrior. No more victim. No more Ten of Swords. No more wounded warrior. Forget it, mate. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's not happening. So I know that I'm on this journey, and I know that I'm on this journey with nothing but love as the Queen of Cups. And I know that it's going to be about, at the moment, I'm not using all my gifts to their full ability. I'm not tapped in 100%. I've been so scared to tap in 100% because I just didn't know what the fuck I was going to find. And not find in a bad way, but I just know that this power inside of me is so great. This mission, this destiny, this purpose that I've come here to do is so fucking great. And it's been scary. Scary trying to step into it because there's fears of being able to live up to it. There's fears of what it means. There's fear of the power that it contains. Imagine if you had the power to just, like the Scarlet Witch. That's what, what I'm saying? It's like a mad thing, blood. It's a mad thing. If you know, you know, but it's a mad fucking thing. There's no more warring. I'm not accepting little fucking offers, and I'm not putting up with bullshit. I'm on a journey, and there are two ways that it could go, because that's what the warring is at the moment. Do I stay in the corporate world, or do I be in the spiritual world? And Spirit's saying you're sweating it. You don't need to be one or the other. You can be both. You can be all things. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow and flow like water. And I have to put a death in the me that is constantly trying to put everything in a box, trying to compartmentalize everything, trying to look at everything and make sense. I just need to be okay with the fact that some things just don't make sense, and that's okay too. It's okay. So yeah, I am looking forward to a full death. I'm no longer the victim. You know what I'm saying? I am the wounded warrior, but I'm not wounded in a way that I can't go forward, no. I've learned a lot from those wounds. I've got a lot of knowledge and I've got a lot of wisdom, and I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing because I'm spirit led, and what I'm doing is listening to spirit. So that's why I know what I'm doing, because anything I do, spirit said so. So why do I need to worry? I don't even think about what clothes I'm wearing in the morning. Spirit sorts it out for me. I don't need to think about what I'm going to eat for dinner. Spirit will come and tell me what I'm going to get for dinner. I don't need to worry about what I'm doing next. Spirit will tell me what I'm doing next. And one of the girls on the shamanic course was like, oh, well, how come you give spirit all that control? Isn't that scary? And I said, well, why do you think that? And she was like, well, maybe I'm projecting, but that just seems like a lot of control to hand over. I said, but no, because I know what it's like when I try and drive. When I'm in the driver's seat driving and I can't see the way that the divine and spirit can see, I have ended up getting hurt. I've ended up getting lost along the way. I don't want a blood clot drive. I want to be like Miss Daisy. I want the Almighty to drive the car and me sit down in the back seat of my life, because at the end of the day, this ain't my life. When you listen to the Christian song, like, my life is in your hands. My life is in the Almighty's hands, blood. Why am I trying to act like I've got autonomy over this? No. Yo. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to worship. Here I am to say that the Almighty is my King. Yeah? Altogether fucking wonderful. Altogether worthy. And altogether wonderful to me, man. Trust me. It's all about the Almighty for me. And I'll die, 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 and I will die 1,000 fucking deaths, one after the other, for the Almighty. And anytime I step off my fucking path, and my path ain't about the Almighty, kill me, blood clot, dead. Kill me, blood clot, dead. Kill me fucking dead. Because as far as I'm concerned, everything I am and everything I have and everything I will ever be, I owe it to the Almighty, bud. I'm the Almighty. I told you already, I'm the Almighty's biggest warrior, man. I'm the Almighty's #1 servant, blood. The Almighty cannot tell me something and not consider it done. It's like, Ash, I need you to go here. I need you to do this. I need you to hook up with that one there. Yo, straight up, blood. I ring my blood clot bell and I step out. I ring my blood clot bell and I step out, man. What do you, I don't ask questions. I don't say when, what, where, how. Told you already. If the Almighty says book a flight, I book a flight. I don't even check back the visa. I just book the blood clot flight because I'm obedient. I'm obedient, 125% obedient. I do not play when it comes to the Almighty. And the Almighty don't play about me. Almighty don't play about me. And that's why I walk fearless. I walk fucking fearless, blood. I've been into some of the darkest places, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but I've been in some of the darkest places. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm about to go into a dark place in a few weeks' time. And you know what? It's all good because I know the Almighty is with me. Everything is in divine alignment. Everything is with divine purpose. So I'm not worried, man. And I told you already, the day I start giving gratitude and all praises be to the Most High is the day you can kill me dead and just fucking annihilate me. Annihilate me so I am no more. Because how dare I forget about the Almighty? How dare I forget about the Almighty? And how dare they forget about the fucking ancestors, man? That's a topic for another day, though. Let's get this popping. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to worship. Here I am to say.
Once is in reverse as well. This person may have issues with getting spicy as well. Don't know why that came up, but it did. Anything else that we need to know? What's the advice here? What's the advice here? Right down the end. This one? One or two? Two. Okay, advice is coming from a relationship deck. Let's see if I can grab it. Let's get some advice, please. What do we need to know about this person? What do we need to know? In their head, overthinking, stressed out, and spinning scenarios is upside down. Trust your intuition. Please trust your intuition. Back and forth, emotional yo-yo, on and off, confusion, and it's in reverse. This person may be very adamant that they want to commit to you and you only. Absolutely. They may actually not even know where you live or where you work or anything. No. They may live around the corner from you. Take it as it resonates. But they have made up in their mind that you are the one. You are the one that they let get away. The one that got away.
I'm not the one that got away, though, because I would never yours to help. That's the truth.
And now they want to kind of come in with a big gesture, but this person is a mess right now.
Yeah, keep it.
Tell me about the Hanged Man, please. Thank you. I never meant enough. Unseen, unchosen, and rejected. Yeah, they may have tried to do spell work themselves. They may have set some sort of wish here. They may be seeing that you're doing really well, or they may be seeing you with someone else. And I don't know if this is a delusion of theirs, if this is like some sort of assumption they're making up, or maybe they walked past you and saw you in a restaurant with somebody else snooching. I don't know.
Being able to pick from any cup.
We have here
diamonds, opportunities,
dragging on already awards, over and in denial.
Some of them, you know, got snakes coming out of them, but because you can see that, don't pick it. It's not just relationships.
Pick the ones that work for you. It feels like uncomfortable situations where they have to set boundaries because they do not like. They don't like being seen as the villain or the bad guy or girl. Or
they want to be seen like they're the good ones. Or
we're always going to be a villain in someone's story, right?
Always.
Do we care? Should we care? Let me see. Two of Wands. What advice do we have here? Two of Wands. Oh. Used and then discarded, thrown away, devalued, and emotional trash. This person feels very, very used. They may have been somebody who was, they may have been planning something behind your back, and it's not just cheating. They may have been doing something else, and that's the grass that was greener. They thought there's something here about the thrill of the chase, or doing things that are not either not legal or not moral or whatever. And now that dopamine has disappeared,
Yeah.
and they're realizing that they were used. They were an ends to a means. Okay, I've got a card on the floor. Give me 1 second. And we have this wasn't love, fantasy crashed, truth exposed, and done hoping. And it's upside down. They're realizing that the relationship that they had with you, and it doesn't matter if this is your previous relationship, like so previous ex, or an ex from 10 years ago, they're realizing that it was actually real love. There wasn't any other agendas from you except for, you know, you take care of me, I take care of you. And that did not happen. Or it may have happened in a way where there wasn't any equilibrium. You may have been taking care of this person a lot more than they were taking care of you.
Absolutely.
And I mean that in a physical sense, emotional sense,
Absolutely.
spiritual, whatever you want to see it as, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me about this Ace of Cups. Yeah, this person's really realizing the karma of it all. The karma. Ace of Cups.
Too late
please.
now, bitch.
Tell me about the Ace of Cups. Seven of Wands in reverse. Mirroring. Intimacy in reverse. Thank you. Muted and not moved on. Hiding feelings. Fake calm and still hurting. So this person is pretending. That's why the Ace of Cups was there. I was very confused why there would be a card here of like serenity and peace and, you know, feeling content right next to the Seven of Wands. This is almost like the outer world and the inner world here. The outer world is kind of looking very put together, and I'm fine, and don't worry, and I don't think about them anymore. But the inner world is full of torment, full of stress. You've got block and blast, boundary, no contact, and closure. I had a feeling that this person was blocked. There was no contact, or very, very low contact, because I don't know if you guys have children together, or there is something else that is kind of tying you guys together. But that is for a very small amount of people watching. That's for the minority, right? Everybody else, it feels like you feel so centered and aligned. Even if you're having a stressful day, that doesn't lower your vibrations. Yeah, someone here is taking time to stop and smell the roses, and maybe you weren't able to do that in the relationship with this person because they were so flipping chaotic.
I just dropped some shells down on this, and it's telling me that there is something other. It's got 5 curry shells that are upright, and so 5 is still within hell, because 5 and 6 represents the hell dimension, and on here there are 8 different dimensions. Okay, so on my cloth, and this is a different type of divination. Yeah, you've got heaven, earth, hell, judgment, karma, the star, the world, and higher self. We've come out as a 5. The last time I did this, we had 6, and 6 was hell too. So they're letting me know that there's still fuckeries going on, and that there is another message, because it's landed on the message again. But what's interesting is that it's also landed on a female one, and it's also pointing at 2 health things. It's pointing at health in karma, but it's also pointing in health in star, which is wish fulfillment. Yeah. And then there's also one pointing at the money, and there's also one on the feminine card. So this is interesting. I just want to understand something. One moment. Let me just check this symbol. Here I am to bow down. Yeah, female. And it's so funny, you know, because today I was dealing with some paperwork for my granddad, and a woman's name come up on some paperwork that got sent about my nan, and it's linked to money. And that's what this feels like it is, because the one that's on the female symbol is in the world card. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's in the world dimension. I feel like this is linked to what I was dealing with this morning, and also linked to the reading that I did yesterday. For me anyway, that's what it's saying. That's what this is saying, which is interesting. But I'm gonna drop again while she's chatting.
Because they found it so difficult to own their actions. Oh my gosh, being in a relationship with someone who gaslights you constantly. It's exhausting. I've been there and I got the t-shirt, burned it, and I never want to go back, right? It feels like someone here is in peace. Someone has found that serenity. That outside visual that this person is using is actually your inside visual, which I think is amazing. They're definitely thinking about you. They're definitely stressing out, and they're definitely becoming very hostile to people around them, specifically this third party, specifically this person that they connived and schemed and planned with, because they're realizing that this person is doing the same thing to them.
Yes.
It was doing the same thing at the exact same time.
There's
no honor amongst thieves. Before we actually go, I am going to have a look at this deck here, which is the Tea Leaf Oracle, just to see if there are any other messages or advice that need to come through for you on this matter. Now we have protection from a powerful friend coming through. Okay, so let's pop you to the side. Can I get a couple of cards of advice, guidance, support for one? What do we need to know here? Financial pinch. So this person is definitely going through issues with money. A stubborn, aggressive person. And there's the Aries ram coming out. And please do not come for me. I am not saying that if you are in Aries that you are a stubborn person. My moon is in Aries. It's just what it is, right? Come on. Let's be honest. Do you know what? Put down, what are your moons? If you know what your moon sign is, put it down below.
I thought she was nearly finished, but it don't seem like she's going to finish yet. So let me just tell you what this is, okay? Because this is interesting. I just dropped the shells again. Remember, there's 16 shells, you know. So you've got up to 6. You got an opportunity to have 16 in the upright position, but it's come back around with 5. There's 6 in the upright position, but one of the 6 is outside of the hexagon, and just because it's outside of the hexagon, it still represents something, innit? But the 5 shells that are in the hexagon, and this is what's so interesting, is because one of them has landed back on the female symbol in the world, you know. So there's definitely a female coming through who is in hell at the moment. Yeah. Not only is she in the dimension of hell, but actually she's actually in fire. She's actually in fire. Her situation is actually fire right now. And when I say she, it don't necessarily mean a physical woman. It can be a masculine in his Jezebel blood clot energy. Alright, because man go on like their gal more than gal go on like their gal sometimes. Yeah? So we'll say a feminine energy is in fucking fire right now. She's on fire in hell. And then you've got 2 coins on a message coming in. 2 shells on a message coming in. Yesterday we had 1 shell on a message. Today we got 2 shells on a message. Meaning that there's 2 forms of information coming through. About a blood clot hex. About a blood clot hex. One of them landed right on the hex. And the message is right next to them. But one of the coins on the message is facing the medical cross in karma. And one of the ones that are on the message are facing, it's that upside down face in hell, a sad face. He's facing the sad face in hell. So somebody is upset. Somebody is in hot water. Somebody is going through hell right now, a woman. About 2 messages coming in about a blood clot hex. And the 6th one is outside of the hexagon but under karma. But it really plays hard under the number 9. Let me get the angel number 9. Angel number 9. So angel number 9 signifies endings, completions of cycles, spiritual awakening, and humanitarian services, urging you to release old patterns to make way for new beginnings, often pointing towards inner wisdom, universal love, and selflessness. This is a powerful message about finishing chapters, relationship habits and phases, and embracing your spiritual purpose to help others guided by divine wisdom. Let me see if I can find my one that I like with that orange bee. Being as it's not the world no more. Okay, here it is. So it should look like that. And it says, number 9. 9 is the number of universal love, entity, eternity, faith, universal spiritual law, karma, spiritual enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. Services to humanity, humanitarianism, and humanitarian, light working and light workers, leading by positive example, and charity, self-sacrifice, selflessness, destiny, soul purpose and mission, generosity, a higher perspective, romance, inner strength, public relationship, responsibility, intuition, strength of character, learning to say no, creative ability, sensitivity, loyalty, and generalist. Where are we? Yeah, brilliance, problem solving, inner wisdom, self-love, freedom, popularity, high ideas, tolerance, humility, benevolence, empathy, compassion, non-conformity, autistic genius, and expansive viewpoint. Communication, influence, protection, understanding, forgiveness, compassion, and sympathy, and visionary, duty and calling, obligation, mysticism, optimism, and divine wisdom. Angel number 9 is a sign from the angels that your life path and soul mission involve being of service to humanity through the use of your natural skills and talents. Angel number 9 suggests that you are a natural light worker and encourages you to look to ways to serve others in positivity, uplifting ways. Angel number 9 may be indicating that it's time to end a phase, situation, or relationship that's no longer serving you in a positive way. Rest assured that a new one will enter your life that will enhance and benefit your life and lifestyle in many ways. Prepare yourself today, as there is much work to do for you to do. Angel number 9 encourages you to be compassionate, thoughtful, and of service to others and humanity as a whole, and lead others by positive example. I read the number 9 because of the way that this shell has fallen directly under the 9, even though it's on the outside of the actual hexagon. So even though we don't read it as part of it because it's outside the hexagon, it still counts because it's upright, and where it falls matters. Yeah? So the number 9 is a little bit of a separate message. But coming back to this one, like I said, you got hell as in the theme because there's five cowrie shells that are upright. You've got one in the hell position, which is indicating that the shell has actually fallen on the flames itself. It's linked to a woman because it's fallen on the woman symbol, and it's also pointing at the fire symbol, as in the fire burning in the dimension of hell. You got 2 messages coming in, and you got 1 firmly on the hex to bomber clock. So we're gonna see. Let's finish up one with.
I'd be interested to see. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you is upside down here as well. Oh, thank you. Hard work ahead is coming out in reverse.
No,
this person wants to take the easy way out.
No, I'm taking the easy way out.
There's been issues with this relationship for a while. They have questioned whether or not one of their children or all of their children with this person are actually theirs. But rather than just sitting down and having that conversation and going, these are my trust issues, whatever that may be, let's look into it. It becomes a fight. It becomes a battle. It becomes an uphill battle. Can I get one more, please? Okay, we have danger, especially in money matters. And we have dissatisfaction with life in reverse. Now, I'm going to actually look at, and then we have love, deep affection, and caring. Okay, I'm going to have a look at this side as well.
She's not rang
Anything
a
else that
bell.
we need to know here? Any advice for the collective on how you would like them to process this or move forward with this? Thank you. Obstacles to overcome. And then it says parting of ways in either romance or business. So for someone here, this is going to be very specific, but for someone here, there is a need to look at gaining more closure on how the relationship ended. It doesn't mean that you need to reach out to this person. It could just be that you need to journal more, or that you need to do more breath work, or you need to go and walk out in nature and, you know, recall memories and ground them. Whatever resonates for you, there is someone here that needs to do this. This will really help. Anything else before I go? Thank you so much. So we do have beware of greed coming through and a change for the better.
Wow.
So I'm going to leave that there. I really hope that gave you the confirmation and clarity that you needed, that you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love it. I'd so appreciate it if you were to hit on the like, the subscribe and on the notification bell so you can actually see when I upload, and you'll get a little notification. If you are a returning subscriber, soul family, hearts, kisses.
Oh, let me
I love
quickly
you
like
guys.
it. Thank
Stay
you.
safe, stay awesome, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Let's leave that there because it's literally been 2 hours 30. So I wanna kind of stop and just show that we've just watched 2 of Bonwin's videos back to back. Again, I just let the YouTube run. I let spirit bring up whatever it wants to bring up, and I just dot and go between. But like I said, usually they're within 24 hours of a reading coming up. And usually there's a reason why spirit will bring that to me, because there's obviously some type of message or some type of information, or perhaps something that I'm just going through at the time. Sorry, I've got this little heater down here by my bed, and every time I put my legs down, my legs are cooking blood. My legs are cooking. I'm having to rub them back because they're getting hot. But yeah, if you've stayed with me to the end, I feel like I shouldn't even say shit like that, because that's not, it's all, you know, whatever. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, I'm recording these videos for myself and the ancestors, and it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, I'm not going to pretend. You know, I don't know you, you don't know me, put it that way. And those that even think they know me don't know me. So yeah, so let's just chill out. So yeah, I'm gonna get off now. I'm gonna go downstairs and make myself some ginger tea before I go to bed, or probably some chamomile might be better at this point. I do a little timestamp so you can see that we put the blood clot work in it, because it's literally after 1 now. Yeah, after 1 in the blood clot morning. So yeah, I'm gonna get my shit together, get a little drink before I go to bed because I'm thirsty, and then take it from there. All right. So good night, ancestors. Good night, divine. Good night, archangels. Good night, Mother Ma'at. Good night, Mother Ninti. Good night, Mama Wata. Good night, Mama Bridget. Love you all. Good night, Arishas. Good night, Papa Legba. Good night, Agoon. Good night, Shango. Good night, Obakala. Good night, Oya. Good night, Ashun. Good night, Yumea. Good night, positive ancestors above and below the earth. Ashay, 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 ashay. Mwah.